Well, as far as Carson Newman is concerned, we really have to ask the question, what about their offense? Because just last week, their starting quarterback went down with a knee injury. He is gone, will not be able to play today. That's Matt Penland you're looking at. And it means that a young fellow by the name of Zach Allen comes in at quarterback. What are they like on offense, and how much of a difference does it make with Allen at the starting post?
Ron, not much of a difference. Zach Allen came in the ball game last week and led his ball club to a win. They were behind 14 points, 2.5 quarters. He rallied them to win. He's a throwing quarterback, but they like to run the veer offense. They get wide splits in the offensive line. They want to pump that tailback up inside there and run the dive.
I guess the other question is, can the magic for Northern continue? They've won 3 games by a total of 5 points. We'll be back to see right after this. Now we'll look at some of the crowd here in Florence, Alabama, and let's take a look quickly at how these two teams got here. For Carson Newman, their path to the championship in the first round, they won easily over Western Georgia, 41-70. Then they squeezed by Valdosta State. In the semifinals, they defeated UC Davis, and they had to come from behind to do that. You can see they trailed 26-14 in the fourth quarter, but the young quarterback, Zach Allen, rallied them, and they won over UC Davis by a count of 29-26. Now, how about Northern Colorado? Well, in the first round, they defeated Pittsburgh State. Now, I talked about a total of 3 wins and 5 points. Look at this. Field goal, 1 second left. They win by 3. Second round, they win over Northwest Missouri State by 1. A touchdown pass with 12 seconds left. And in the semis just last week, they blocked a field goal with 1 second left to win over Clarion, 19-18. The head coach for Northern Colorado, Joe Glenn. It's his 8th season. Great numbers, 62 wins, only 29 losses. And across the field, a fellow who is in his 17th season at Carson Newman, Ken Sparks. And look at those numbers, almost 80% winning. Some kind of tradition, Mike, up there, because they were in AIA and they have won national titles there as well. Now here is the weather. We talk about gorgeous. Maybe a little cool for those guys that don't have their shirts on, but 56 degrees. The wind negligible, 3 miles an hour. The skies, well, there's not a cloud in the sky. And Carson Newman has won the toss. UNC will receive and defend the south goal. As you take a look at Maples, who will kick it off. Holmes and Jesse Tan go back in a dual safety for Northern Colorado. All rules apply. I talked about the difference in scholarship limit. As you look at Holmes, right there, number 21, Tan, number 23. But only 36 scholarships. And, Mike, literally, everybody does have to do more than one job.
Well, they really do, Ron. But I tell you, this game, and as you know, is as important to these guys as Alabama and Auburn.
This is going to come down to Holmes. 15 comes to the 20, and now the 21-yard line. Gang tackled there, and let's check the starters as Beck comes trotting out on the field. Beck, Ciccarelli, who was moved from strong safety, and Billy Holmes. We'll hear a lot from Billy Holmes, number 21. The receivers, they lined up like this. Grable and Casco, the wideouts, and the tight end is Brian Lusk. And up front, the offensive line, Ansel, Bendokas, Frazier, Runge, and Tony Ramirez. And he's going to play in a couple of all-star games. A very good one, number 75, 6'6", 300. Running play on first down. Holmes spins off one tackler, 6, now 7 yards, and he'll take it around the 27-yard line as Maples is there to put the stop on him. And here are the starters defensively for Carson Newman. Killings, Ricky Billingham, and Collis. Billingham, very interesting. He only weighs 215 pounds, but he's very active. And the backers, Pretner, Luttrell, Clowney, and Giraldi into the secondary. Maple, Simmons, Jones, and Adrian Porter. Holmes again. Hit in the backfield, spins off a tackle. This is what he does best. Gets loose, close to the first down. That's John Simmons from strong safety putting the hit on him.
And Ron, Northern Colorado likes the right side of their line. They like to run to that side because that's the side Tony Ramirez is on. But Billy Holmes, nothing there, reverses, now works up the field. John Simmons on the tackle. I think he's just a little bit short of the first down.
Yep, you're right, Mike. It's going to be third down and about a yard. You can see Runge, number 67, got a pancake on the very second play of our ball game. Get a throw in 3rd and short. Whirls at time, zings it way too high. He wanted Grable right across the middle as they tried to cross him up and throw on 3rd and short.
Well, you can imagine, Ron, what's going through all these players' stomachs, their minds right now. They're playing for a national championship. Tom Beck is an excellent quarterback. He just couldn't find his tight end, Andy Hussey.
There's your punter, Dirk Johnson. Regular season, a very, very fine average. Nearly won the national title. But Jacques Rump, number 7, who is back deep. He's a wide receiver.
And he's an excellent return man, Ron. He's got great speed.
Great kick. Rump having to hightail it in reverse all the way back to the 14. Hit as he gets to the 25-yard line. Paul Robertson on the stop. So let's take a timeout. No score. Right back.
ESPN2's presentation of the 1996 NCAA Division II Championship is brought to you by the Panasonic Podquarter Camcorder. Its tapes play in your VCR.
So we get an opportunity to see Carson Newman on offense for the first time today. That was a 55-yard kick just a moment ago. Great effort. And a throw in 1st down. Caught in the flat, quickly breaks the tackle, and that's Rump. And they get him out across the 33 to the 34. Here are the starting lineups. Zach Allen opens at quarterback. Tyrone Westmoreland and Wayne Morton. They like to run. It's about 50-50 as far as run and pass. The receivers, Parks, Calvin Christopher, also capable of playing quarterback. Ripito is the tight end up front with the offensive line. Here are those folks in the trenches. Howard, Rathbone, Mistack, Harrison, and Clay Livingston. That was a gain of 9.5 in that last play. Option, pitches it back to Morton. Turns the corner. He gets chilled, but he has the 1st down. Dirk Johnson is there to hit him. And here are the starters for the Bears of Northern Colorado on defense. Aaron Smith, Matt Markley, Jim Porter, and Pat Kimball, the down 4. Here are the linebackers. These guys very active, particularly Monroe, number 41. They moved him from the middle to the outside. And in the secondary, the starters there. The corners, Delano Washington, probably the leader, Dirk Johnson, Bunting, and Tony Roberson. So the initial 1st down of the afternoon goes to Carson Newman. This is Morton. 5, 8, and 9. He is up to the 44-yard line. Bunting on the stop, and you can already see the trend, Mike.
Yeah, Ron, what problems that you get when you play Carson Newman are the splits of the offensive linemen. Here, Wayne Morton's going to get the ball and get outside. They got excellent blocks by Richard Howard, number 72, and Charles Rathbone, number 66. But the splits of Carson Newman are just really, really wide splits and present you a problem.
Look at this.
Here, right here, Ron. Look at the splits between the guard and tackle right here, center and guard. And just the defense, you have to move out with those. Or take the splits and come inside and blitz them.
Quick slant pass. That was for Derek Parks. They did have a safety back there in the area, but if Parks catches that football, it might have been a lot of running to do.
And, Ron, it's like this. If you would play, if you put 2 defensive guys like in an Oklahoma drill and the offensive coaches would put 2 cones on the side, you put these 2 defensive players there and then you run a back through there, the defensive coach is always trying to tighten it up because he doesn't want that big split, and the offensive coaches are always trying to widen it out, and that's the problem that Northern Colorado has tonight. How they're going to play these splits.
3rd down, and they need about 1.5 yards. Straight ahead, they're not going to get it. Wayne Morton hit at the line of scrimmage by Jim Porter, and it's going to be a couple of 1st downs and out here for Carson Newman. So that means we will see Jason Slimp, a redshirt freshman out of Hoover, Alabama, come in to do the punting. And it looks like Jesse Tan, number 23, goes back at a single safety. You see the average, 37.2, his longest, 57. There's Tan.
And both these teams are sword fighting right now, trying to figure out what the other one's like.
End-over-end kick, but there's not going to be any return as this one goes away from Tan, and it's going to roll dead down at the 26-yard line. Well, Northern Colorado, located Greeley, Colorado, the enrollment 10,500. Their nickname's the Bears, and they were founded 1890. In fact, we talk about everybody having to do a couple of things. Their mascot also plays bass drum in the band we saw as they came marching out.
Ron, an excellent teacher school. They put out a lot of teachers all over the country.
Good look at Tom Beck. He has gotten his first series jitters over and now tries to get his team going from the 26. Quick out pass, got it complete and out of bounds after a gain of 6. Kensinger in the ball game.
Well, a lot of times Northern Colorado will go to a one-back offense, and they like to throw out of this offense. Tom Beck gets set in the pocket, finds Steve Kensinger, number 42, just a 5-yard out, but that's a good first down call because it puts you 2nd and 5.
Line to make is up at the 37. Kensinger has been hurt. 2 separated shoulders. He did get permission to come back. We didn't know how much we would see him today. Holmes straight ahead. Breaks it out of the 35-36. He's going to have the initial first down for the Bears in the ball game of Northern Colorado.
Billy Holmes is an excellent running back. 4'6", 540. He was timed by the pros. He's 5'10", 210. He's had 5 straight 100-yard rushing games. He rushed for 805 yards in November, so he's been hot for this Northern Colorado football team.
Isn't that amazing? 805 yards in the month of November.
Well, that's when you want to get hot. Just like the basketball coaches say when you get around to the tournament, the same thing in Division II. When you get around to the playoffs, you want to be hot.
That's an excellent season for a lot of people. Holmes again takes the handoff, and is going to be close to the 40-yard line. John Simmons and Giraldi combining to stop him. It'll be a gain of 2.5.
Billy Holmes is a type of back that he does have good vision, as the coach has told us. Here he tries to break it outside, just trying to find a little seam to get in, a little spin move right there. And then Chris Giraldi makes the tackle, number 88.
The winner gets the Division II championship. This is the 4th round of the playoffs. The culmination here in Florence, Alabama. That was Grable in motion, in trouble, gets away, now fumbles the football. Got to throw long, and there's absolutely nobody there. That was Brad Hatcher, who was used many times in 3rd and long, number 91, who hit him, then hit him again and caused him to fumble.
Ron, he had a couple of shots at him here. Brad Hatcher is going to come through untouched. Didn't buy the fake. Now he has a first shot at it. Now he gets back up, causes him to drop the football.
That's a great effort.
Now Tom Beck just throws the football away because there's nobody there to find the ball. Cedric Killings finally made the hit on him. That's good effort by Brad Hatcher.
Yeah, it really was.
Didn't lay on the ground. Made the second effort to try to bring down Tom Beck.
Only a sophomore out of Maryville, Tennessee. 3rd down, the line to make is the 47. Steps up into the pocket. That ball got away from him. Looking for Kensinger, and it was well overthrown. So again, Northern Colorado has a little success and then has to kick it away.
Well, you talked about Steve Kensinger earlier. He's had 2 shoulder dislocations, and he's back in this ball game. You can see just a bad throw right there. But Steve Kensinger is the best receiver on this Northern Colorado football team.
Dirk Johnson at first kick with a slight win, 55 yards. There's a look at number 7, Jacques Rump. Another good kick. Rump having to back up, looking into that sun, makes the catch and retreats at the 5. Gets a block, gets another block, 20, 25, at the 30, and hang on. Down at the 38-yard line. That's a 33-yard return, and Brad Bunting could have saved a lot more yardage, maybe a touchdown.
Well, you talk about when the punter gets a lot of foot on the football, that all of a sudden now there's a little bit of a lane for Jacques Rump, number 7. Now you see all his blockers. There's a clip right there that they missed, but good move right here. Good move back into the inside, and then finally just ran out of real estate.
So let's take a timeout. 9:10 left in this opening quarter. No score. Well, how about Carson Newman and the information on their school, in case you're not familiar with this Division II school? They're located in Jefferson City, Tennessee, 2,265 enrolled. They are called the Eagles, founded in 1851. And as Mike and I said off the top of the telecast, they have great tradition in playoff football, NAIA, and now Division II. Great legacy from Carson Newman. Well, they pitch to the trail man. That's Rump. He's going to throw. Gets it long, and he's got a man just out of bounds. It was Christopher who he wanted.
I tell you, Tony Roberson's the happiest guy in this ballpark that that ball wasn't thrown very well because he got beat a little bit. Here's the pitch. Jaquez Rump throwing the ball down the field to Calvin Christopher, but Tony Roberson recovered and got back around, but he was beaten badly.
He was, and the pass got away from him, started to drift a little bit, and it was right. Had he caught it, he would have been out of bounds. Second down and 10. Quick handoff and a nice job defensively. 91 Aaron Smith is right there to smell that one out.
What's different in this game, Ron, when you look at Division II and Division I is both these teams have no idea how good the other team is because they're from different parts of the country, and you see Aaron Smith here, one of the better defensive linemen for North Carolina,
leads him inside.
Colorado. But the thing is, you just feel out the opponent a little bit because you've only seen 3 videos. A couple of them have been in the mud, so you can't really tell speed. And it's just going to take a quarter to try to figure out the speed and the strength of each ball club.
Look at this lineup right here. 2 to the right, only 1 left in the backfield. Allen steps up, and he's under pressure. The man we just talked about, Aaron Smith, who leads him in sacks, has the first one of the day for his team in his championship game.
Well, Aaron Smith is the sack leader for this Bear defense. They're going to try to match him up against Richard Howard, the best offensive tackle for Carson Newman, and he wins this war.
Boy, he just bowled right through him. Schlemp waiting for the snap, so it's going to be 3 and out on this one as Northern tries to get another player on the field. So they've got 11, and they're coming after him. Gets his kick away. Better kick this time. This is coming down to 10 at the 26. Gets by 1, gets by 2. Good heavens, what a hit at the 35-yard line. Oh, my goodness. Chris Giraldi took him head high. Wow, it almost sent him back to Greeley. 40 yards on the punt. Listen to this. Well, in fact, great sportsmanship. He got up and gave him a high five.
He said, "You knocked me into 7th heaven there, and I'm going to congratulate you."
But after that hit, he might have thought it was his teammate he was high fiving. From the 39, home straight ahead. 5, 6, 7 yards all the way to the 48-yard line as John Simmons puts the stop on him. Now here is a late flag in the secondary, and we may have a personal foul. Now, Mike, I think it's a post-play foul because could not hear the announcement. So it'll come from
right there at the 47-yard line.
So not as bad as it
down. No.
Yeah.
Dead ball. Personal foul on White. 15-yard penalty. It's a dead ball foul.
Okay.
We'll have second down.
So second down, and doesn't hurt him quite as badly as it could. Well, that's Billy Holmes' mom. Billy is a junior out of Colorado Springs.
You can do it! Keep it going!
Just found out that it was Tony Ramirez who had a late hit caused the infraction downfield. His back goes back in the pocket, and second down, throws it out in the flat. That's Holmes. And Billy will take it to the 37. That's Clowney, one of the middle linebackers for Carson Newman.
Well, Billy Holmes came into this ball game the leading receiver for Northern Colorado, has 32 catches. So he does it all. And for them to win this football game, Ron, he has to get on track. He has to be the guy to carry the load for this offense.
He looks as though he's fairly close to speed. He has been nursing an ankle for 5 to 6 weeks over the course of the season. Carson Newman jumping over defensively as they go the opposite way. Beck will keep it. Crosses the 40, goes down at the 43. That's Luttrell, the other middle linebacker who makes the tackle.
And you go back to a stupid play and a penalty that cost them maybe getting past the 50-yard line and getting in scoring position.
They had 9 yards in the first play. You got it down to play with, so to speak. You might even go play action and throw your first completion.
It really hurt them, Ron, because now they're punting. Instead of having a first down crossing that 50-yard line, they're giving the ball back to Carson Newman.
The guy who's been the steady hero so far has been Dirk Johnson. Let's see if he can do it again. As Rump goes back deep, number 7. Rump spells his name R-U-M-P-H. Another good kid. This one's not going to turn over, though. Rump into the sun at the 20. 25 and to the 26. So let's take a timeout. 5:42 left. Opening quarter. Still no score in this championship game.
Ball spotted at the 27-yard line.
Now that's the trophy they battle for, the Division II championship, and we're playing it right now. Florence, Alabama. Only 5:42 left to play. Opening quarter, no score. Carson Newman hit in the backfield. Allen loses the football. Now that's the penetration you were talking about, Mike, with those wide splits and what they would try to do, and they got penetration.
Ron, they have to tighten up the splits a little bit because Northern Colorado's taking a gamble here. What they're trying to do is fire on inside, but really, if you can get the ball to the corner now, if he could have held on that football and pitched it, they have something outside. And believe me, now they can run the football outside. Inside's going to be difficult right now from what Northern Colorado's doing on defense.
Well, it's a loss of 6 on the play.
This is where Zach Allen is most dangerous. He's a high school run and shoot quarterback, so I'd be more worried about him throwing the football.
Quick out pass. Gets it to the outside. That's Christopher. Tries to spin off the tackler and is going to be knocked down after a gain of 6. Well, the first 24-hour All Sports Network is here. Tune into ESPN News for the most up-to-date sports news anywhere. To get ESPN News, call your local cable operator or satellite program provider. Ron Franklin, Mike Gottfried coming to you from Florence, Alabama in this opening quarter of the Division II championship. Ken Sparks, the head coach. Carson Newman taking on the fellows from Northern Colorado. And their head coach, Joe Glenn. Blitz up the middle. Pass is caught. That's Christopher. And I believe he got the first down with the outstretched arm. If Dirk Johnson doesn't grab him by the ankles, they got 6. Mike.
Well, a good call by Mike Turner, who calls the plays, and Ken Sparks, because the blitz is coming. You're going to see the free safety coming. Now here's the pass off to Calvin Christopher. Dirk Johnson just wasn't tight enough on Calvin Christopher to make that play, and they got the first down.
Crossville, Tennessee, a junior, 6'1", 180, liberal arts major. And boy, Carson Newman comes out. Those splits again. The right guard and right tackle there must be 2.5 yards.
It is so wide. That's why they're going to come inside on him, see?
Quick handoff, though, 32. That's Morton. He'll take it just across the 40, and Brian Scott will tackle him. There's a flag down, and I'm not sure Northern Colorado got back in time. Nope, they didn't, so it's going to be a first down and 5. So, Mike, we go back to the point you talked about. They're from different parts of the country. They don't know that much about each other. You're really learning and making changes on the fly. So the staff that is best at adapting and doing it the quickest probably is the one's going to win this football game.
Probably, Ron, is going to be the winner, because now you know a little bit about how they're going to play. You don't have any idea how you're going to play against them, because Carson Newman hasn't seen them against these big splits like they're seeing today, so they have to figure out and go on the run here. Look at the left tackle and left guard again.
Wow.
Look at this right there, how wide that is between that tackle. Now he widened out even further.
And that's to the right there. They break him open. Westmoreland, he's gone. Count it off. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. That is a touchdown run of 57 yards.
Just before the play started, Richard Howard widened out a little bit more. Now, a linebacker ran through there and just didn't make the play on Tyrone Westmoreland.
Wow.
Here's the play right here. Now, an excellent job by Richard Howard coming down. We'll maybe take another look at that play and show you exactly what happened on it. But Richard Howard with a good block on that linebacker. And then I don't believe Aaron Smith closed fast enough.
Well, it's hard to close the way he was running. Tyson Maples tries to make it a 7-0 ball game in favor of Carson Newman. High pass, gets it down, and it's good.
Point after is good by number 4, Maple.
Now let's take another look at this now. Here's Howard. Now he widened out. Now this linebacker is going to blow inside on the gap, but now this player, he has to close. But he doesn't close on Westmoreland, so Westmoreland is going to hit that hole, and there's nobody in the secondary because they're in man coverage. Another look. There's the block by Howard, the Tennessee transfer. There's Tyrone Westmoreland in the secondary, and then it's get the band director ready to go to the fight song because it's 6 on the board.
Mike, this is a situation where, again, they were looking defensively at what we were looking at. They were watching that big split out there, and what Carson Newman was doing was just lulling them into that.
Well, he did, Ron, and really what I'm sure Northern Colorado's Joe Glenn is telling his defensive end, Aaron Smith, is when you get wide like that when that defense or offensive tackle blocks down, you have to close quickly because if you don't close, there's a gap in there that Westmoreland hit for the touchdown.
Well, if you wonder about Westmoreland, when you see that kind of speed, he's a 1,000-yard-plus rusher on the season, but he had a 71-yarder this season against Edinburgh.
And he was recruited by Florida State, didn't have the test score, but that tells you a little bit about what kind of athlete he is.
Naples will kick it off. Holmes and Tan are back at a dual safety for Northern Colorado. 7-0 at the 3:17 mark of this first quarter. This is going to come down to Tan. At the 25. Still on his feet, breaks another tackle and still going across the 40. That is a great second and then third effort by Jesse Tan before Gruber finally put the stop on him.
Now, Ron, this is where Tom Beck's got to take over and he really develop. Here's the return by Tan. As you said, Ron, he makes a couple different moves in the hole there. Now he's hit, spins off of that, now gets tackled around the ankles and makes extra yardage. But what I was saying is Tom Beck right now has to deliver for this Northern Colorado offense. A little bit more consistency in the passing game.
They're just a little shaky to start, hasn't he? But he's got great field position at the 43. He's going to go on top. Looking down, in and out of the hands of Styles. Good heavens, he threw it perfectly. Kinzinger, I beg your pardon.
Well, he couldn't throw that ball any better. And as we said, Steve Kinzinger come off 2 double shoulder dislocations. He was told by the doctors he couldn't play anymore. He decided to play. Played a little bit last week. Maybe a little rusty because this ball's thrown perfect from Tom Beck against Ricky Maples, number 1, and it just went right through his hands.
Boy, it did.
One thing about Steve Kinzinger that Maples will understand right now, he's a 10, 300 meters sprint guy, so he has great speed.
Now, timeout, officials timeout. Clock shows 3 minutes, and they're coming over to the Northern Colorado sideline. That's the clock, I would assume here, Mike.
There he must do push-ups.
I'm going to ask him to take some more time off the clock. Well, for Northern Colorado, their playoff history, 4 times first-round losses. This year, 3 wins, as we mentioned, by a total of 5 points. Well, they've had some close affairs, but they're here. Grable in motion, top of your screen. Little counter tray, and this is Holmes. Holmes is a good-looking running back as he takes it across the 50-yard line.
And Ron, you talked about the 4 playoff losses, and they're a ball club that they lost so many guys in injuries. We were talking to the coaching staff. They said, you know, at one time after you lost to St. Cloud, you lost to our offensive lineman, Tajay Williams, and the coaches actually said, you know, maybe we shouldn't go to the playoffs. We got so many guys hurt, but then they entered the playoffs and just got hot. And Tom Beck has led them, and you talked about Billy Holmes. And this is a football team that's overcome a lot of adversity.
17 operations this year. Swings it out of the backfield. Got Holmes. got single coverage, and he's down to the 40. They'll say the 39-yard line. Big play by Holmes, and that might be what they need to pick him up. Maples knocked him out of bounds.
Well, when you look at statistics, you look at it isn't a wide receiver that's leading the offense. It's the running back as far as pass receptions. He had the ball bounce out of his hands, made the second catch, and Billy Holmes was off. That's his 34th catch for Northern Colorado.
You got to like a running back like that. He wasn't going out of bounds. He wanted to hit somebody before he got off.
First down from the 40. First carry for Ciccarelli. Goes for 5.5 yards. That's Killings holding on to him. What a great story. He's the 4th fullback of the year. The first one got a shoulder. The second got a knee. The third got a shoulder. Ciccarelli was a strong safety, and they said, son, come over and play offense for us.
And they said he's been a real find for him. He's a 205-pound fullback that catches the ball real well out of the backfield also. Now it looks like Northern Colorado is having a little success running at the smaller nose guard, Ricky Billingham.
Ciccarelli is also one of the really coming from a gorgeous spot in the country, Raton, New Mexico. Not so much for that 5 yards he just gained, because it's going to be motion against Northern Colorado, and they'll have to go 5 the other way.
Ball start on the offense. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot.
Joe Glenn was telling me last night they had a great pep rally. They've had about 500 fans here. The people in Greeley raised $60,000 to send the band here, so everybody was really happy. They had great players were all fired up last night. Just had a great trip here.
It's a long way from Greeley, Colorado to Florence, Alabama. Middle screen. Almost broke the tackle. Luttrell is the man who made the hit on him and caused the play to not pick up more than it did. Killings also.
Stan Luttrell had the play, but he just didn't wrap up. His linebacker coach, Billy Mitchell, he really likes Stan Luttrell, but makes the hit right here, but just doesn't wrap up on Mark Ciccarelli.
So it's going to be third down, and the line to make just inside the 30. 7-0. Carson Newman leads. Beck rolls to the right, throws the pass. Grable complete, and he's going to have the first down.
Ron, I don't know where they spotted that ball, whether he's going to have it. It's going to be close, but I think they got a bad spot here. I agree with you. I thought he was out way past that marker.
He was running right for the marker, and of course those guys retreat, trying to help prevent injury.
Let's see. If he gets out. I don't know. Close. May have been a good spot. But I don't think Northern Colorado has any questions. They've got to go for this and get right back in this thing.
Fourth down, about a foot.
And you can bet one thing, they're going to go to the right side of their offensive line or a quarterback sneak, one or the other.
Tony Ramirez is the reason, in case you missed the first part of the telecast. Tony, a senior out of North Bend, Colorado, 6'6", 300, been invited to the Hula and also the Blue-Gray game. He's a mountain, and that's where they go. Holmes puts a head down. He'll have the first down. John Simmons and Clowney making the tackle as you look at Billy Holmes' mom.
When you see that flag there, it's usually on the tight end for blocking and holding. And that's exactly what they're going to get him for. Well, you got to like these coaches. Both gentlemen, both guys are very happy at their schools.
Well, Sparks has been there 17 years, and, you know, I talked about the great tradition and the legacy that's been left at Carson Newman. He has picked it up and been such a part of it. Joe Glenn and his staff. He's got the veteran Kay Dolphin working there with him. You know, it's really it's an interesting.
Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. Repeat, fourth down.
And, you know, the young fellow that met with us, Mike Bresky, who is the defensive coordinator for Northern, I was really impressed with yesterday. He did a good presentation on the defense, didn't he?
I was impressed with the whole group. Both staffs are just outstanding people, are enjoying what they do, and having a lot of fun coaching and doing a great job of being a positive influence on all these players.
Well, this is Dirk Johnson kicking away, and Rump again, number 7, Jaquez.
Second penalty, Ron, that's taken them out of a drive. That's really hurt them.
That's right. Last time they had it at the 49. They had to kick. This is a good-looking kick here. It's going to go out of bounds. Did it catch the end zone? They say out of bounds inside the 1. Good heavens, what a kick. Dirk Johnson actually has been the hero for Northern Colorado
Most
so far.
valuable first quarter guy. You talk about an official now that was right on that spot. Now that official was right there watching this ball. Let's take a real close look at Dirk Johnson's punt. There's the bounce. And it went out. Believe us, it went out on the 1-yard line.
Just inside. Now, I talked about people having to do two things. Dirk is now in the secondary right now because he plays strong safety for Northern Colorado.
First and 10 from the 1-foot line.
Zach Allen will take this snap from in his own end zone, and he'll go straight ahead in the quarterback sneak. He'll pick up a couple, and that'll be the final play of this opening quarter of the Division II championship from Florence, Alabama. Clock down to 5, down to 4. And they will run the distance of the field. Let's take a timeout. At the end of 1, the Eagles of Carson Newman 7 and the Bears of Northern Colorado nothing. And here's how they did it. Westmoreland 57 yards. Braley Municipal Stadium in Florence, Alabama. Carson Newman on top, and they have some not so fond memories of this place, Mike, because look at 93, 94, 95. They lost in the first round, but also remember, Northern Alabama won all 3 national championships, so they had to face the eventual national winner every year in the first round.
And they're glad they're out of here this year because it gets them to the championship game.
Maybe this year is the charm. Yesterday was Friday the 13th. Maybe being 24 hours after that, a key for them.
Now that's the same.
The ball is loose inside the 7-yard line.
Same play run they scored the touchdown on, but this time Aaron Smith closed it.
45 Westmoreland, the ball.
Northern Colorado has to hold him. You're going to see number 891, Aaron Smith, close the play and causing the fumble in there, and all of a sudden Tyrone Westmoreland looked like he recovered his own fumble. But this is a big 3rd down for Northern Colorado. They got to keep Carson Newman down here.
Kind of ran into his own guy and then caught from behind, jabbed the ball out from behind. As you look at 87, John Ripito, the junior out of Johnson City. He knows he's a blocker. He's only caught 1 pass this year, Ripito, the tight end.
That'd be a good sign. You're only going to block.
Westmoreland, a good hit in the backfield. Number 50, Jim Porter. Nice penetration on the play.
We got good penetration, Ron. Now they're going to force the punt, so Northern Colorado should get this in good field position. Number 50, Jim Porter, is just going to work inside from that defensive line spot, beat the block of Charles Rathbone, and got inside, made the tackle.
Jason Slint standing back 5 yards deep in his end zone. We'll kick it away to Jesse Tan.
We have a malfunction of the 25-second clock.
There we go. They roll the clock and it's moving again, so we'll be able to continue play here. 7-0, Carson Newman early going of the second quarter of the Division II championship, Florence, Alabama. There's a look at Jesse Tan, the deep man. He's dropped off to around the 50. This is a tough sunshine that he's looking up into, and the first time today he's had it at his back all day. Mike, we'll see if he has a problem with it. Gathers it at his own 46. And going to be tackled at the 42-yard line. Stiles is the man who made the tackle as you look at the numbers in the first quarter.
Yeah, Ron, nothing really in the first quarter. I think both teams had success on offense. I think Northern Colorado shot themselves with 2 penalties and a drop pass by Steve Kinzinger. Otherwise, this would be a 7-7 football game. But the one thing about Steve Kinzinger, he's dangerous enough to get it all back.
First down, Northern Colorado from the 40.
So Tom Beck comes out, his ball club trailing by 7, but they start with their best field position of the afternoon. Holmes, little wiggle up the middle, goes inside the 40 to the 37. Great hoops on the Deuce on Tuesday night. It's going to be number 17, Minnesota, traveling to Rhode Island. Tuesday, 7:30 on the Deuce. Ron Franklin and Mike Gottfried coming to you from Florence, Alabama.
Having success running to the right side with Billy Holmes.
Good pressure on Beck. Pass thrown long. Got a man there at the 5. Touchdown. Hazy, the tight end.
Looked like Ron had caught him in some type of too deep alignment. Got the tight end. This was all 4 receivers running all verticals down the field. Number 87, Andy Hazy, working down the field. You see all 4 of the receivers running streak routes. John Simmons got beat, number 13. Hazy for the touchdown.
Mike Shower to try to tie this one at 7. He's got it. We are knotted at 7-7. 12:46 left until halftime. And just what we expected for the Division II championship. We'll be right back. So we've got a tie ball game at 7.
What's up, Chris?
This young fellow right here, Andy Hazy, who just returned last week. Mikey had missed 6 games because of a knee injury. Came back last week, and what a great feeling to score a touchdown in a national championship game.
Ron, it was a good play call by the offensive coordinator, Kay Dalton. Tom Beck, he talked about him. He said he just loves him. He says he's the kind of player you want to take home. He's got every intangible, and he's the finest competitor he's ever seen. Now, there's a guy coached with the Houston Oilers, the Kansas City Chiefs, and really, that's high praise for Tom Beck.
Beck, by the way, is responsible for 9 of Northern's 11 playoff touchdowns, 3 rushing and 6 passing. Rupp on the run at the 15, 20, 25, and here comes that second gate of his. Boy, he can fly. Out to the 40-yard line, Ciccarelli. Downfield on the special teams making the stop.
Northern Colorado, Ciccarelli.
So the chess match continues. As you look at Zach Allen's parents, Zach's dad is the head football coach in Abilene Cooper. And his team won last night. They're in the 5A championship game next week against the winner of Westlake of Austin against Aldine.
And in Texas, that's pretty good football. So his dad, I'm sure, is an outstanding coach, man, to run and shoot.
Straight ahead with a handoff. Morton has 5, has 10, and it takes it down to the 45. It's going to be a gain of 15 yards on the running play by Wayne Morton.
When you play against Carson Newman, I can just tell you this right now. You better be able to stop the dives right in here, because if you can stop the dives of the fullback, here's Morton giving the football. Again, not enough of a close outside by Kimball. There's the give right there, but you're not closing on the outside. You have to take away the dive, first of all, in the veer.
And if the defenders have not seen an offense like this, it does take a while to adjust. As you look at Westmoreland, he's the little general at Carson Newman. He'll have a gain of 3. Scott Zimmerman put a stop on him.
Coming into today's game, he's had 1,312 yards, Tyrone Westmoreland. That was a good tackle by Scott Zimmerman, the linebacker who's been moved inside. He was an outside linebacker, but they moved him inside for this ball game. He was a state champion wrestler in high school.
7-7, Northern Colorado and Carson Newman. And the Eagles driving right now. Gonna throw it. Quick look in. Too quick. Rump is the guy that he wanted. Jacques Rump, number 7.
Zach Allen just never had that ball.
You know, they had to do some traveling to get up here from Abilene. His playoff game was just last night.
Looks like he's a little bit, because that travel was wearing out a little bit, but Zach Allen, he wants to see Zach have some success here throwing the football.
Coach's kids normally are a little bit ahead of some other folks. Gonna keep it. Puts a head down, and he is close to the 35-yard line at a first down. Porter combines with Zimmerman on the stop. You know, Zach was the starting quarterback in the Oil Bowl his senior year, which is the All-Stars of Oklahoma against Texas.
Here's what's happening now is the quarterback's going to come out and now fake the dive and keep the football. Zach Allen now watch him close on the dive. Once you get the dive established, now everybody closes on the dive. Nobody takes Zach Allen on the outside. Finally tackled in the secondary by Jim Porter.
Allen not real big at 5'10", 180, and he's only a sophomore. Quick out pass, Rump, and boy, he gets hit immediately by Roberson. Tony was right there, and he banged him.
Play took too long to develop. Tony Roberson was in too deep coverage, which means he was right on the receiver on the outside.
I think that wide out beyond him is supposed to occupy the defensive back a little more, too,
He's supposed to block him, but Tony Roberson read it so quickly, he just was able to get to Jaquez Rump right away.
Giovanni Jackson, number 17, way up at the top of your screen. Here comes the reverse. It's Rump. He's going to only have a yard. That's a great job. Ball is loose. Northern Colorado says they have recovered, and the officials agree. Turnover, Carson Newman, and coming up with it is Scott Zimmerman.
They had a chance to throw high.
Well, Scott Zimmerman's going to be in the right place, the right time. There's the hit. The ball pops out. Scott Zimmerman, number 48, right on the football. Northern Colorado in business on offense.
You could tell we had Coach Alan Mike, and you heard him say had an opportunity driving the football and wasted it. Left side with Holmes. Gets a block by the fullback and then tripped over Ciccarelli's legs. As you look at Zimmerman, who had that fumble recovery just a second ago.
Cedric Killings also a good tackle. And you look at this Carson Newman defense, they're only giving up 109 yards rushing. And then the scoring defense is ranked first in the NCAA. So they're a good defensive football team against the run.
Back deep in the pocket. Wanted to throw it to his flare man. Not there. Gets a block. He's going to run. Nope. Now he's going to throw. And it is caught down at the 20-yard line. He was very, very close to being beyond the line of scrimmage, and Lusk made the reception.
Ron, I'm not so sure he didn't go across the line here, but it doesn't matter because it's not going to be called. Tom Beck, you see where the ball's at, will roll out to the right. Tried to go to Billy Holmes first. Now he takes the football down. Now as he comes outside, gets a block and real close to the line of scrimmage before he throws the ball to Brian Lusk.
So the tight ends are the ones making the big dents in this one so far, as they have a first down at the 20-yard line. Option to the left. Beck holds on. He's going to wind up with almost 7, maybe 8 yards. Simmons from the secondary, and Lusk with an excellent block.
So the best block on this play comes from Mark Ciccarelli, the fullback, because he's the lead blocker on the speed option. He's the guy that's going to lead the quarterback, and the fullback, former strong safety, really picked up the linebacker and made that gap open for Tom Beck. So that move from strong safety to fullback, Mark Ciccarelli has, a freshman, 6'1", 200 pounds, has really ignited this offense.
Grable in motion. They go with Holmes straight up the middle. At the 10, he's going to have the first down. He is at the 6. Bobby Jones holding on to him. And Northern Colorado has really come up life late in the first and now here in the second.
Billy Holmes again on that right side behind Tony Ramirez. Colin Runge, number 67. Good hole. Finally tackled in the secondary by Adrian Porter and Bobby Jones. Good first half for Billy Holmes.
Runge has had a sprained knee. So he's playing injured, but Ramirez is the guy. They just like to set up camp behind number 75 and go. They do again. Holmes, and he is down to the 1. It'll be second down and goal. Clowney is down at the bottom of the stack.
You talk about Ramirez around number 75. He's 6'6", 295 pounds. He benches 485 pounds. He's a 4-year starter out of North Carolina High School. But he's going to play in the Blue-Gray All-Star game, the Hula Bowl game. So you talk about was voted by this league the most valuable offensive lineman. And they lost Taji Williams, who they really think is a great player. Is going to be a great pro football player. And they think Ramirez will also be drafted.
They're going to go to that side again. Touchdown Holmes in Northern Colorado. Ciccarelli with the paving block. Zimmerman started it all with the recovery of the fumble.
Well, you have to look at Tom Beck, the quarterback, made the big pass play to Brian Lusk and set up the score. But I got a feeling, Ron, Carson Newman's not going to be done yet.
No.
With 7-18 the scoreboard, they look to me like they've hurt themselves a little bit.
Schauer with the extra point attempt, trying to put Northern up by 7 points, and he does. So let's take a break. 7:18 left until halftime. Bears 14 of Northern Colorado. Carson Newman 7. 14-7 Northern Colorado. Let's take a look at the controversial play. I think Carson Newman's coaches have been talking to the officials. 39 is the line of scrimmage. Watch his feet, Mike.
As he comes out, Ron, he's going to roll to the right side here. He's going to get forced outside. There's nothing open. See where he releases the football at. There's a 35.
That's a 35 right there. No, it's away. That's a good call.
Nice
it's
job,
a good no call, I should say. He was not beyond the line of scrimmage. But with all the scrambling, it's hard for the officials because they get spread out as well. But there's a nice job there. So for anybody from Carson Newman who might have thought, hey, we got taken on that play, did not. Schauer to kick it off. His team now having scored 14 unanswered, and they are up by 7. Rumpf and Christopher back in a twin safety for Carson Newman. Going to be Rumpf from the 10. Nothing up the middle. Let's take it to the right, he says, and he will be stopped around the 27, and it's Jesse Tan. He returns kicks, and he also covers kicks.
Ron, you talked earlier about Mike Bresky, the defensive coordinator for Northern Colorado. You've been impressed with him. He's interviewing for a job at South Dakota, head coaching job. But he has made some adjustments, some quiet adjustments in this attack here. And to see what you're looking at Mike right here, see whether or not that continues and see what now Carson Newman tries to do.
Well, Carson Newman was driving the football on that last drive. It just came up with the fumble.
Good spread again by Howard again. Richard Howard, the left tackle. He's way out again.
We go the other way with a handoff and about 3 yards.
32 off the right guard.
I beg your pardon. That's where the blockers wound up, but the ball carrier was knocked down by Kimball after a gain of about 1.
Number 97.
Pat Kimball's the most dominant defensive lineman on this Northern Colorado football team. 6'5", 265. And they're moving both he and Aaron Smith around a lot.
They say he's better inside, but they're having to use him outside some as well. I think Lopez has been injured and they're not able to use him as much, number 5. That's Christopher in motion. They roll the pocket. Going to go long, and that's who he's going to. Christopher inside the 45, down to the 39. And just like that, Carson Newman with a huge piece of real estate. Bunting had to knock him out of bounds.
Ready. Well, Zach Allen is a run-and-shoot quarterback out of high school, and this is what he does best. When he gets outside, throws on the run. Calvin Christopher with the reception.
Good throw. Attaboy.
Zach Allen's dad, who, as we mentioned, is the head coach at Abilene Cooper. We have him mic'd, and his response on the completed pass. Straight ahead with the handoff. They'll have 5. You know, Mike, that happened so quickly, and it is in so much traffic that no wonder there were 38 fumbles by Carson Newman this year.
Well, what happens, Ron, when you get those big splits and people start to take the gaps and get inside on you, what I think is going to happen, what you're going to see, I believe you're going to see is Zach Allen fake the dive and keep the ball. I think there's more outside. There's more outside for the quarterback, and if he can get the pitch once he gets past that dive, because everything's coming down inside by Northern Colorado. So really outside is open for the quarterback.
Northern Colorado leads 14-7, but it is Carson Newman on the attack, and Morton is going to take it to the 31, close to the first down, but Zimmerman wouldn't let him go. And being a former wrestler, once they grab a hold, they don't let go.
No, they throw you to the mat. And Zimmerman, as we've talked about, Scott Zimmerman moved inside, and Brian Monroe, number 41, has moved outside because he's injured. He has a dislocated shoulder. But Zimmerman stayed right with that tackle.
Well, for Carson Newman, on third down conversions, they're 2 of 5. But I have to have the feeling down here. This is 4-down territory.
Without a doubt. 2 plays to get the first down.
About to go into 5 minutes left in the first half. And just what Mike was talking about, he will keep the ball and he'll have the first down.
That's open, Ron. That is going to be successful for Carson Newman the rest of the way in until that they get that stop now. The other thing that you look for in a pure team is eventually you throw a pass off of this option too. And the way the safeties are coming up for Northern Colorado, that probably should be there also. So Zach Allen will look for him to run the ball a little bit more on the option, the pitch out to the tailback, and also the fake and the play-action pass off this.
Well schooled. You could see he had it in one hand and then covered it up as the defenders came. His dad was his coach in high school, of course. Play action, pumped it. Under pressure, not going to get away from Jim Porter. Going to be sacked. Jim, a senior out of Broomfield, Colorado. And that's way back at the 35-yard line.
Well, one thing, it's either feast or famine when you throw the fake pass, play-action pass off the option, because you're going to watch the quarterback. He's not going to get off the ball very far. Here's the fake. Now, he's about 2 yards deep, and it's not there. So all of a sudden, now Jim Porter's in on the quarterback, and you don't have time to throw that ball. If you don't throw it right off the bat, there's not going to be a second chance, and Jim Porter's going to smother Zach Allen.
Parks out of your picture, way at the top of the screen as you see Rump going in that direction. Pass incomplete. Rump, or Christopher's the man that he wanted. He fell down as he had faked a route inside and was going back out. So it's going to be 3rd down and long.
And Christopher's their playmaker. He came into the ball game with 35 receptions, number 9. He's working up the field, but he didn't fall down. Monroe knocked him down, and that's what you want to do as a linebacker. And you don't want him to be able to come across your face.
As long as the ball's not in the air.
No, but you don't see any flags out there right now. He got it. He got away with that one. I mean, he knocked him down, and exactly what you want him to do.
Line to make is the 19. Allen zings it. He's got him at the 14-yard line. What a pass and catch. Christopher came up with it. He had 2 people all over him. I mean, Dirk Johnson knocked his head off. He's shaken up, but he made the reception.
Well, that ball was really thrown well by Zach Allen. Calvin Christopher, who was all-state quarterback in high school, came back to the ball, made the catch.
Well, what did his parents say about that one?
Good throw. Oh, good throw.
You heard that? Oh, good throw. It's like that 3-point shot. No. Back into the boundary. Allen keeps it inside the 5, and he's now to the 2. He may have another first down as Matt Markley made the tackle on him.
Boy, good adjustments by Ken Sparks and Mike Turner now going to the quarterback on the option a little bit more. There's a fake, a little cheap fake right there to Tyrone Westmoreland, and he gets a block downfield. And again, Zach Allen down the field. Dirk Johnson, the safety, has to make the tackle. But again, now they're going away from the dive, and the quarterback's open now.
So it is a 1st and goal, and the ball just outside the 2. Not going to get in as Westmoreland with the carry. But if you thought you see offensive lineman lined up in the backfield. That's exactly what you did, because Richard Howard, number 72, was lined up as one of the fullbacks.
Well, he's a little refrigerator, Perry. Richard Howard, although when I say he's a little refrigerator, Perry, 6'8", 345. So I don't remember how big the fridge was. But
Fridge is not quite that tall, Mike.
No, but
he didn't have
take the weight, though. I think he's got that size.
He's lined up back there again along with Jacques Jeter, number 58. The handoff straight ahead. Touchdown, Carson Newman. Westmoreland takes this one in. And they are an extra point away from tying it up.
Tyrone Westmoreland just getting behind those two wide bodies and right in the end zone.
Mike, this is a good football game.
Well, it's a lot of fun. Both teams really well coached now. And they're making adjustments on the fly here, and both just playing a chess match.
Tyson Maples to attempt the extra point. Try to bring this one to a 14-14 stalemate. He's got it. Tyrone Westmoreland took it into the end zone. Extra point is good by Maples. We're tied. Well, there he is right there, the little general, Westmoreland. As he scored the touchdown, taking it in from one behind the two behemoths who had lined up in front of him in the backfield. And we're knotted at 14, the Division II championship. Maples going to kick it off.
Deep.
Taken at the 24. That's
Brian Lusk.
It was Lusk, one of the short men who took it out to the 33. Well, Thursday night, it was the Flyers notching a win 3-2, and tonight the rematch on the deuce. Eric Lindros once again healthy, and the Waiters, the surprise team of the league. Tune in tonight, 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Ron Franklin to Mike Gottfried coming to you from Florence, Alabama. 14-14, 2:44 to play first half. Back with a draw play to Holmes, breaks it open across the 40 and to the 45, now the 47-yard line. Jones and Simmons, the two safeties, make the stop.
Well, they just keep following Tony Ramirez, number 75 on that side right here. You see the tackle on this side, the big tackle, 6'6", 300 pounds. They get a good double team inside. Now he comes off and blocks the linebacker, Luttrell, and gets in the secondary for a good gain. Bobby Jones finally makes the tackle.
Holmes now, Mike, 13 carries, 72 yards and a touchdown. We have him after first hits, a total of 20 yards today. That play action wants to throw it. Going to go deep down the middle. He's looking knocked incomplete, almost intercepted. Wanted Kinziger.
Big pass intended for number 42.
Adrian Porter.
Incomplete.
Man, that got a hand on it.
Yeah, that play was covered from the start. It's a good fake by Tom Beck. You figure a run play to Billy Holmes again. Good fake, but really the secondary sitting back there in great shape. You're going to see Adrian Porter, Bobby Jones back there, and there's just no place for that ball to be thrown. There was no safety valve on that ball, on that throw. Tom Beck was going to try to throw it deep.
John Simmons was the man who almost came up with the interception, number 13. That's the first incomplete pass after 4 in a row by Beck. Second down. Holmes, this time he's whacked at the line of scrimmage by Cedric Killings, the big redshirt freshman out of Miami, 6'3", 325.
Both these linebackers, Mike Clowney, number 33, and Steve Luttrell. Billy Mitchell was talking about them a little bit. The linebacker coach said they're just real steady linebackers for us. They just get to the ball. They've got a good nose for the football, and they're just very difficult to run against.
He said that Luttrell probably is the heart of the defense. He said, boy, they're both everywhere. 1 of 5 and third down conversions. They get this one Ciccarelli, and he's going to have it. Nice job. He doesn't look like a strong safety. He has adapted very well. He catches well.
And really, what happened on this play is his individual effort got that first down. That ball should have been stopped. And when you look defensively, I'm sure Jim Deaton figures this, the defensive coordinator. This play should be stopped right there. You got a chance to make the tackle on him. But a missed tackle by John Simmons and Ciccarelli in the first down.
So let's take a timeout. One called by Northern Colorado. We're tied at 14. 1:19 left until halftime. We're tied at 14. Northern Colorado called that timeout. They've still got 2 left. Running play to Holmes. And going to have a couple. That's it. Clowney, one of the linebackers.
Not going to go no huddle here, Ron, and they're still going to save their timeout. Still a lot of time, 1:03 to go.
Mike, do you think that Carson Newman, will they continue to overload that left side or the right of Northern Colorado?
They should, because that's where the success has been for Northern Colorado running the football. This is going to be brought back anyway. This is a penalty on Northern Colorado.
Back wide open to Hazy, the tight end. But the flag, as Mike said, down at the other side of the field for the tight end. Hazy twice now and Lusk, but this one will return.
Yeah, Keith Grable, the receiver, went off sides.
Illegal motion against Northern Colorado.
Number 8, top of the screen, Keith Grable. Number 8, he's way over. He tried to hold up a little bit, but he just couldn't.
That wouldn't have even worked in Canada.
No.
43 seconds now until halftime. Zach Allen gets an opportunity to rest the quarterback for Carson Newman. He just drove his team for the tying touchdown. And 43 ticks away from going in and getting a breather at halftime. Beck under pressure, gets it away, and it's incomplete to Lusk. And boy, I'll tell you, Beck took quite a shot as he got the pass away. Coming up at halftime, a full slate for you. ESPN News will fill you in on the latest from the sports world, and also we'll take you live to the Division III Championship. And also we'll introduce you to the Division II Coaches All-American team.
Well, the doctors over there doing the Division III Championship today over in Salem, Virginia. So I'm sure they've got a good ball game going on.
12 from the 42-yard line.
Dr. Jerry Punch is who Mike is referring to. Our situation, hope they have as good a game as we got going right here. 35 seconds until halftime and tied at 14. Beck again under pressure. He's going to be sacked. Boy, what a big play by Brad Hatcher, and twice Hatcher has come through with sack situations when Northern was about to get something going.
Well, Ken Sparks is trying to get a timeout called by his defensive football team. Wants one shot to use his special teams a little bit. Good pressure, but Brad Hatcher just comes underneath. Tom Beck tried to step up in the pocket, and Hatcher just came underneath and made the tackle.
What a great basketball doubleheader on ESPN later today. First of all, we'll take a look at the Red Raiders of Texas Tech. They go to Fort Worth to meet the Horned Frogs. And then at 8:30, number 2, Wake Forest plays host to UMass. Timmy Duncan and company, all tonight on ESPN.
Ron, didn't Texas Tech lose a lot of players in basketball? They've come out pretty strong here early.
James Dickey has done an outstanding job, and he's got a couple of young players that have stepped up. And, of course, in the Big 12, they're going to have to.
It just seems like they lost a lot of good players last year, and to be able to come out like they're coming out early here.
Ken Sparks, taking a look at him, he got the timeout. Dirk Johnson is kicking today. 4 for an average of 45.5. His longest is 55. And quite frankly, when Northern was not playing well in the first quarter, this is the guy that kept him in the football game.
Well, without a doubt, you're exactly right. His field position, because of the punch, and he was able to get off. And he's playing as the safety in the secondary.
And it's a fake. They snap it to the up back. 40 at the 30, at the 20-yard line. And it's Brad Berry. I beg your pardon, Tony Roberson.
Well, Joe Glenn figured there was only 25 seconds to go on the clock, and he ran the fake punt. Tony Roberson, the direct snap. He's going to go right around the outside. Now everybody loses contained, Now he's outside. Now he even fakes like he's got a pitch man. Now finally the tackle made. Now Northern Colorado still has one timeout left. And with 15 seconds to go, they're going to try to make Carson Newman pay.
For having called the timeout. You're right, 15 seconds left. Roberson, of course, is the starting cornerback. And he faked the ball like an option quarterback there.
Yep, but there was no pitch man. But the defense didn't see that. Tony Roberson was able to pick up good yardage.
Now special teams, they're demons. 10 converted fake punts, 6 block punts, 3 field goals, 1 blocked extra point, 6 punt returns for touchdowns. That's unbelievable. 1 kick return for a touchdown. Beck, with 15 seconds left, looks for his tight end in and out of Hazi's hands in the corner there, right at the end zone line. And the flag is down at the line.
I was going to say another penalty.
Procedure against Northern Colorado.
Ball was hung up there by Tom Beck for Haase in the corner. Bobby Jones in the coverage. And now, Ron, you know, with 10 seconds to go, the guy you figure that they're going to throw the ball to, Joe Glenn, as he looks around, his best receiver and big play guy, Steve Kensinger, number 42.
No, let's see if they looked at him.
And even now you think also about getting set up for a field goal. If you could just get a few more yards, get a little closer to that field goal range.
To Shower's range, he said yesterday that he would kick him. He's the 40-yard range guy. Here comes the pressure. Beck steps up, but have to hurry, gets it away. Threw this one off the wrong foot. Grable is who he wanted, but Kretner coming with pressure, number 31.
Well, now you try the field goal no matter what. Now with 4 seconds to go to try to get on this board and break this tie.
4 seconds left until halftime. 14-14. Ball is going to be placed down at the 32, so a 42-yard attempt. You can see that Char's longest is 47, kicking into a slight breeze. It's Beck holding. He got it. Shower, as time runs out in the first half, boots a 42-yard field goal and is ahead to the locker room. Northern Colorado goes on top by a score of 17-14. It's halftime.
ESPN2 to the Division II championship game. Northern Colorado leading Carson Newman 17-14. If you don't have ESPN News, call your local cable operator or satellite provider and get it. Stay with us on ESPN News. For those of you watching ESPN News, we're coming right back.
Northern Colorado leads at halftime 17-14. You know, you've been hearing about the likes of Werfel, Pace, and also Plummer, but this year's best in Division I football, well, the American Football Coaches Association have selected the best at the Division II level. Let's take a look. The skilled players on offense include running back Jared Anderson, this year's Harlan Hill winner, who compiled an amazing Division II record, 2,140 yards rushing this season. Up front, the offensive line includes Northern Colorado's Tony Ramirez, a 2-time member of this elite club. And on the defensive side of the ball, there are 5 overachieving defensive linemen gracing this year's squad. The biggest, 6'4", 280-pound Latore Workman. Here are the linebackers in the secondary on this year's AFCA Coaches All-American team. And we send a hearty congratulations to every one of them. Again, we're at halftime in Florence, Alabama. The Division II championship, Northern Colorado leads.
miss a minute of your favorite sports action. With ESPN Net to Go, Motorola's new sports receiver. Score updates every 5 minutes, plus ESPN's breaking news and info. Carry NFL, NBA, NHL, baseball, and college action wherever you go. Be in the know when you're on the go.
And now football. The Bears on top, 17-14. They went on top with a 42-yard field goal just before halftime. And now Michael Scharr will kick it off. You should take a look at the first half numbers. 234 total yardage for Northern Colorado, 189 for Carson Newman, and probably the biggest number on the stats is the fact that in the first half of play, the average given up by Carson Newman rushing, Mike, is 109. Northern Colorado already has 112 yards rushing.
Well, the other thing, Ron, is the 6 penalties by Northern Colorado. They could be ahead by a bigger margin, but they hurt themselves in the first quarter.
Alvin Christopher, number 9, you could see. This is a short kickoff, and it's going to come down to Rump at the 12-yard line. Nice open field tackle. That's Robertson at the 25-yard line, and Voigt. Paul Robertson, a reserve linebacker, number 51. We'll take a look at the running back comparison between Westmoreland and Holmes.
Yeah, 2 outstanding running backs, and Westmoreland had the long carry. That's the average of 9.4 yards. But both of them in the second half, we're going to see a lot of Westmoreland. And when Northern Colorado gets the ball, Holmes will be big.
Zach Allen resets his tight end, John Ripito. Straight ahead, that's Westmoreland. Boy, he is hit and driven back by Brian Scott. They're going to give him a gain of 1 on the play, but that's it.
Now you see the adjustments that Mike Bresky's going to make defensive coordinator-wise, because he's going to have a linebacker. You see the late move in there, and then the linebacker scraping off Brian Scott, number 46, to make that tackle. So you're going to see a little bit more gamemanship out of the defensive line linebacker.
And how does Carson Newman counter that?
Well, I think they still have to go with the quarterback. I still think the quarterback's open on the option for them. And then eventually the pitch. I don't think they pitched one football today in the option.
That's Jackson in motion. Nobody there on the play fake. Allen just going to run out of bounds. Got bumped, actually, by Porter as he was going out of bounds.
That play blew up from the snap. Everybody went the wrong way on that play.
So it's going to be 3rd down, and the line to make is the 35, and the line of scrimmage is back at the 21. Yeah, Matt Pindlin injured last year, and Zach Allen had to come in and play 2 games for him. Took over last week and ran the club for 2.5 quarters and brought him from behind.
And last year, Ron, those 2 games, they had to win those 2 games to get in the playoff, and Zach Allen led them to 2 victories last year. And then, of course, last week they were behind by 12 points, and he brought them back last week also.
The lefty tries to right himself. Now he's going to run, and there's some room as the flag goes down back behind the line of scrimmage. Not going to have the first down. Porter makes the tackle.
You know where that flag's thrown, Ron? If it's holding, I think Joe Glenn has to take the penalty.
Yeah, take it back to about the 6-yard line.
Yeah, even though it's going to be only half the distance, but still, you could give him one more play, but you're going to take him back as far as you can.
Yeah, because it comes from the point of the infraction, and half the distance from the 12 would be back at the 6. So
yeah, most people would say, well, take the play because it's 4th down, they'll punt, but you want to force them into a bad situation.
Well, they have, and this is their first penalty, Mike.
Legal block to the back on the offense. It's a spot foul, half distance.
Half the distance to the double.
3rd down, 3rd.
Joe Glenn's mom, Dorothy, lives in Lincoln, Nebraska, and he's one of 12 kids, and they're having a big party. So right now the party's going along pretty well. It's 17-14, so they're happy in Lincoln, Nebraska, but there's still a lot of fight left in this Carson Newman team.
3rd down from the 6. They need to take it all the way to the 35-yard line. They set the screen. Incomplete, and wow, hit by Porter just as the ball was thrown And that one was kind of dangerous as Rump got knocked down hard.
Well, they really, the safe play, a screen, but Brian Scott and Jim Porter were right there.
And we got a personal foul. That may have been that hit on Rump, but it's going to cost them 15 yards, Mike.
Looks like it's on Matt Markley, number 96, on Zach Allen.
And guess what? An automatic first down.
Well, now when you look back on that decision, it didn't work out because of a bad play by one of your linemen.
Well, the decision on Coach Sparks just before halftime when he called the timeout, and that one backfired on him. So we'll see if this one backfires on Joe Glenn and his guy.
Well, I'll tell you, both decisions, I think the right decisions by the coaches. I think the players fouled them up a little bit, but they're both good coaching decisions. Here's where I think that they make some hay right there.
There's the yardage Mike's talking about. He'll have 7 yards as Bunting makes the tackle on Allen.
You almost have to reverse now, Ron, your thinking. I think now as a quarterback in the option, you got to run the quarterback, and then that will open back up Tyrone Westmoreland on the dive play. But the option play where the quarterback keeping it, Zach Allen, looks like it's there most of the day because of the success they've had running the dive.
Gain of 7, so it's 2nd down and 3. Westmoreland tries to bounce it outside and close to the first down, tripped up by Roberson.
Yeah, Tony Roberson's had a pretty good football game. You're talking about different players. He was almost bit on a pass play, but he has really been a big factor. He took the fake punt down there to set the field goal up, but he's made some good tackles out of the secondary. Came up and made the low tackle on Tyrone Westmoreland.
See Dirk Johnson coming over the top. He was shaken up. In fact, now Dirk has come out of the ball game, and Nolan Easton, a freshman out of Sterling, Colorado, has come in replacing him.
And that's a problem because he's the punter.
Straight ahead, Westmoreland, hit by Aaron Smith just as soon as he got the handoff.
You talked about it earlier about everybody has to do several different things in Division II. I think this is a point where you look at the NCAA and you wonder, what in the world are they doing? They only allow 51 players, 51 or 52 players to dress, and you usually have 60, 65 players dress a game. You got to tell 13 guys they can't dress in a ball game. They make millions of dollars on the college athletics, and they won't spend a few bucks here. They do less meetings in Palm Springs, and they could get the other 13 guys to play there. Even Christmas, tight. Let the players play.
Allen trying to get his receiver to go with him, and he'll take it out of bounds across the 40-yard line. Somebody catch him. They did. That was Monroe who chased him out.
Brian Monroe playing hurt, Ron. He really is doing a nice job. Defensively, dislocated shoulder last week. He's a middle linebacker, and they said, well, we'll get him out of the heat of the battle in that middle linebacker position and move him outside. And he's just playing a gutsy performance here in this ball game.
So it's 3rd down and short. They need just about a yard. 17-14, Northern Colorado leads. They are 4 of 7 on 3rd down conversions today. Fake the handoff. It's wide open. You're right, Mike, and he'll take it to the 45. There's a first down. Now, the most important thing to me, Mike, in looking at this, they got the big break down here with the roughing of the quarterback, and now they come out and they're sustaining a drive and getting the continuity back into their offense.
Well, I don't think I agree with you totally. I think, again, Joe Glenn made the right decision, but a bad move by Matt, one of the defensive linemen, Markley. But now you're right. I think they're getting in a rhythm now and making some good adjustments against this defense.
All the stuff they got to work out at halftime instead of going 3 and out. That's not happening. Allen drills it, got him open. That is Jackson, Giovanni Jackson, down at the 35-yard line. And all of a sudden, from doom of 3rd down and 29 yards to go, and they're back at their own 6-yard line. They got a 1st and 10 at Northern's 35.
And this is where Zach Allen's at home, throwing the football. He steps up and he gets his whole body behind there and gets the ball to Giovanni Jackson, number 17. Now, you got to get good blocking. Here's Richard Howard, the transfer from University of Tennessee, sat around there 4 years, didn't play, wanted to change, came to Carson Newman, and really likes to change.
Counter play. This is Morton. Caught from behind, actually, by the back of the neck. I think he got him by the shoulder pad, and that was Brian Scott who made the tackle.
You talk about when you look at ball games, you mentioned trying to turn on different things, and a penalty could have turned this whole football game around as Wayne Morton working up the field. Again, a lot of yards on 1st down for this football team of Carson Newman.
You kind of play with that second one when you got a second down and 1.
Yeah, you're in great shape. I mean, that's the offensive coordinator's dream right here. Mike Turner, who was calling the plays along with Ken Sparks, the head coach.
Parks up at the top of the screen, and that's Ripito, the tight end, in motion, but they give it to Morton, and they will just go ahead and pick up the 1st down at the 22. Zimmerman on the bottom of the stack.
The key in this whole drive has been 1st down. They own 1st down, and so they get some pretty good yardage on 1st down. It gives them a lot of options on 2nd and short yardage. That's Mike Turner.
The coach looked like he stepped in and said, wait a minute.
Let me wipe that last one off.
1st down at the Northern Colorado 23. Play action, then pitched it. Westmoreland. He broke a tackle and is going to take it down to the 15-yard line. That is a great second effort. And again on 1st down. Big yardage.
And that's they've been able to have success on the outside of the tackles. This is a pitch automatically right here to Tyrone Westmoreland. They have pretty good defense.
There are 4 guys going around him.
But now you're looking at 2nd and 2 again. That's a success on 1. And when you start having success on the outside, Ron, now you get them to widen out a little bit. Then you hit the dives up in there. That's the pressure the Beer offense puts on you.
This time Ripito is slotted. He's at the top of your screen at around the 16-yard line. Option play with Allen. Fakes the pitch, going to keep it. Well, he decided to make it interesting. He fumbled the football, and Northern Colorado has recovered their 2nd fumble twice in their own territory that Carson Newman has been driving, and Northern has recovered.
Well, because it's not a basketball round, it didn't come straight back up, and the ball bounces funny, and Zach Allen just popped out of his hands. He was trying to get some extra yardage. Jim Porter, who's had a great ball game, too.
Mike, I thought he had recovered this.
Well, it almost looks like it bounced straight up to him, but then it didn't. It went off to the left a little bit.
Tough break for Carson Newman. Let's take a timeout. 8:32 left in the 3rd. 17-14.
Ron, Zach Allen's going to run the option play to the left here, and he's going to fake the pitch as he comes down the line of scrimmage. Looks over the defense. Now he's open on the outside. He fakes the pitch right here. It never really gets the ball back in. It kind of bounces around. May have got tipped and maybe hooked by a defensive lineman. Then, of course, Jim Porter recovers it. And as you said, 2nd fumble inside in the scoring zone of Northern Colorado was recovered by Northern Colorado Bears.
Look at those numbers as far as the turnover margin. That hands the ball off to Holmes.
Up the middle for about 4.
I mentioned that over the course of the season, they fumbled 38 times. They lost 23 of them. It is a handling offense, and you see how close their backs line up to the line of scrimmage. There's some quick collisions, so maybe not totally clean handoffs all the time. But that one right there is one that Zach is going to toss and turn, win or lose tonight about that one.
Yeah, and when you talk about 30-some fumbles, you must have a good defense. If you're going to turn that ball over, and this defense has played pretty well.
They only lost 23 of them, but still they put it on the ground that many times.
It's a ton.
Holmes to the outside, breaks a tackle. He'll have the 1st down. Holmes showing you that ability. He really has got a nice little wiggle when he runs. And Ciccarelli, he blocked again.
I think Mark Ciccarelli is really the unsung hero in this offense because of the blocking. You see if we pick up number 44. He gets blocked on the inside. Linebacker just rides him outside and allows Billy Holmes to get up inside for the 1st down. Here's number 44. Let's keep your eye on the fullback, Ciccarelli. He gets a block on the linebacker. He uses his left arm a little bit to guide him, but didn't get caught.
was a strong safety. He's the 4th fullback for Northern Colorado this year. Boy, great open field tackle, 33, Mike Clowney. I mean, he whacked him and just sent him backwards, and Billy Holmes thought, haven't been hit like this too many times this year.
No, he's the leading tackler for Carson Newman coming into this ball game. Mike Clowney with 138 tackles, and makes a big tackle on Billy Holmes on the right side. But it looks like now, Ron, that they run that right side so many times that Carson Newman now has drawn a little bit of a bead on that offensive side.
Said we'll cheat on the other side.
They're going to make sure we stop that right side.
You see the last-minute shift just now. Pass over the middle. Almost caught by the umpire. And Lusk came up with the football.
Byron Lusk over the middle. Brian Lusk over the middle and makes that catch. And what makes this a good catch is it went right over the umpire's head. A good move by the umpire. He got off the side.
If he had that extra nacho last night, it might not have been complete.
I think he had the extra nacho.
Third down. Line to make is the 34. That's Holmes in motion. Blitz up the middle, and it is incomplete. And the reason, Clowney on the blitz made him throw it a little too quickly.
Well, it's not a big blitz team. They're a 50 defensive team, the old 50 defense. And Mike Clowney came on around the outside. You can see number 33, the right linebacker, just come free and make the hit on Tom Beck. He just forced the play enough that it didn't get enough time to develop. They moved the defensive lineman down, which you said, Ron, and he occupies the guard, and Mike Clowney comes right outside, and that play stopped.
Let's see if Dirk Johnson is bothered by that leg that he had injured a moment ago. He plays defensive back, and as Mike said, he got a little banged up a minute ago, but he also punched, and he couldn't get it away. He was slow to get it off, going to run, and is going to have the first down. I don't know if that was designed or not.
I don't think so.
I think it was a high pass, and he couldn't get it off.
I don't think that was a play design. Now, maybe it was, and if it is, Joe Glenn ought to go to Las Vegas for us next week and do the Vegas Bowl, because it's a heck of a gamble. But snap, they just threw him off to the right side, and I think he's run. No, because you look at the offensive linemen, they're all going down to cover the punch, so that's all by Dirk Johnson on his own, and it worked.
He thought he was going to get it blocked.
Yeah,
and he see the pressure.
He pulls off to the side, and again, another good special teams play by Northern Colorado.
So they have it first down just shy of the 40-yard line, and this running play is going nowhere. Giraldi is down at the bottom of that stack, and he had a lot of help from a lot of folks.
That's just a play by Kay Dalton, the offensive coordinator, to say, I'm going to run the left side every now and then. You know, so we may not get a lot of yards, and they didn't, but we're going to every now and then go left side. 10 of 12 fake punts, Dirk Johnson. See, the problem is you don't know that if you're Carson Newman, because you only traded 3 tapes.
That's right. Here comes a blitz up the middle. They pick it up. Beck going to throw down the near sideline looking for his running back, Holmes, and that was nicely defended. Ricky
Maples, number 1. He said, I'll have none of this. You're going to try to get Billy Holmes down the sideline, but I'm going to cover him like a glove. Ricky Maples. Now, Billy Holmes right, releasing out of the backfield. They roll Tom Beck to the right side, try to catch him napping a little bit back on the short side. Ricky Maples in good coverage on Billy Holmes.
Nice job defensively. Carson Newman showing that even with only 3 videos, well schooled.
Oh, Ron, you gotta be impressed. I mean, this game is well played, well coached. It's a healthy atmosphere here in Florence, Alabama today.
36 scholarships is all you get in Division II, and they could only dress 52 for the game. They roll the pocket. Gonna take it, and I don't believe it. Luttrell just ran by him thinking he's going to go out of bounds, and he almost picked up the first down.
He did. And Ron, you talked about Division II having 36 scholarships. Carson Newman has 25. They really only have 25. Their league separates them back a little bit, so they really only have 25. And so Ken Sparks is doing a nice job with his 25, but he still went out of bounds a little bit short, so they're going to get the ball back. And I still think, Ron, Jaquez Rump, somewhere along this ball game,
break one?
Is going to break something. I think he's the fastest guy on the field.
I'll bet you one thing in this play. I'll bet the contain man contains for Carson.
Oh, yeah, they're not going to rush this punt. This will be slow developing. There's 42. Yeah, he's
Christopher backs up over on the far side and makes the catch, so let's take a break. 4:48 left. Northern Colorado still by 3. 17-14. Northern Colorado leads on the strength of a 42-yard field goal that was kicked just before halftime, and Carson Newman had called a timeout thinking they were going to get the ball back. And then a couple of eventualities on a fake kick. Got him in field goal range. There's the pitch. Morton turns it upfield. Good tough run out to the 19. Well, it's the X Games on the road. Athletes compete in various events from BMX to inline skating. Tune in on Wednesday night, 11 o'clock Eastern for Destination Extreme, presented by Slim Jim on ESPN2.
Legal motion on the offense. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat, first down.
Take our hats off the officials. Richard Howard moving a little bit there, number 72, and it's hard to not to see him. But Pat Kimball points out right away that there's a 6'8" guy is moving too soon.
It's easy to see a house move.
That's right. Big Richard. Oak Ridge, Tennessee. Very highly rated high school lineman coming out.
Allen pumped it, didn't want it, now swings it out to Westmoreland. He'll maybe have the 5 yards back as Monroe defensively gets out there to make the stop. And we're about to go into 4 minutes to play in this third quarter. Now, all of a sudden, that clock is going to seem like it's going fast forward for both schools, for that matter.
Well, Tyrone Westmoreland was really the right choice by Zach Allen because there was nothing down the field. And when you like a quarterback that can lay it off to a back and pick up some yardage, they get 4 of the penalty back.
2nd and 10.
Rump comes wide to the right side, down at the bottom of your screen. Another flag is down. Allen pumps it. He's going to run it. Takes it close to the 20-yard line. And now let's see what that flag is about. Robertson defensively. That's going to be against Carson Newman. Paul Robertson, we talked about him making the play. He's a reserve linebacker. And Mike, another situation in Division II that I think is very, very interesting because Paul Robertson did not come up to get a scholarship.
Legal motion on the offense. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat, second down.
Mike Bresky said, hey, I saw him in my racquetball class. He had great feet, good size, and I talked him into coming out for football because he had played some in high school, and he's reserved for them now.
Didn't he beat Mike Bresky in racquetball?
Yeah.
I think he said, hey, if you beat me in racquetball, you ought to be able to play football.
Good size, 6'3", 220. Only a freshman out of Colorado Springs. Allen sets in the pocket. They swing it out. This time it's Morton. And good job by Dirk Johnson in the open field to make the tackle.
Hey, Ron, you know, you did this graphic earlier, but all of a sudden as the third quarter's ticking away, maybe Carson Newman's starting to think, maybe we're snake bit here, you know, at this field. They lost for 3 straight years in their ball game with Northern Alabama, and all of a sudden North Alabama's not here. But there's another North
team in here.
That's right. So all of a sudden, maybe this field's just not good to us. So they still got 3 minutes and 14 seconds in the third quarter and another quarter to prove that wrong.
Pass over the middle, and that is intercepted by number 11, Brad Bunning. Bad decision on the part of Zach Allen, and now 3 turnovers, 2 offensively when they're driving to score, and now they give it back in the red zone.
Well, tough throw here by Zach Allen. Brad Bunning was just sitting back and read the eyes of Zach Allen and broke on the play. Jacques Rump was the intended receiver. And I would think, Ron, you're going to see, as we're going to look at the pass, good coverage, a free safety. Brad Bunning, number 11, just steps in front.
So let's take a break. 3:02 to play in the third, and a great opportunity for the Bears. Beautiful young lady at this afternoon's Division II championship. I'm sure wondering, is Santa Claus, is he going to have a kick in the Elmo on Christmas Day? Probably. 17-14. Northern Colorado leads. Beck Rolls the pocket, almost ran into his own blocker, and that play was destroyed. Ball is loose, but it was dead. Well, great hoops on the Deuce on Tuesday night. Number 17, Minnesota, travels to the smallest state in the nation to take on Rhode Island. Tyson Wheeler leads the 4-1 Rams, but recently blew out in-state foe Providence. Should be a good one Tuesday, 7:30 Eastern. Bunting, who came up with the interception just a moment ago. Tom Beck and his Northern Colorado Bears trying to take advantage of the turnover by Carson Newman. Here's Beck to throw. Pressure up the middle. They get the pass out in the flat, and Ciccarelli can go nowhere. Luttrell and Billingham are there to sport it. And Mike, now Carson Newman knowing they can't give up a touchdown this late.
No, Ron. A field goal, yes. Touchdown, no. You don't want to get behind if you're an option team. But they've been behind before and been able to come back. Ricky Billingham really made an interesting play there. The nose guard, number 71, was out there on that screen to mark Ciccarelli and made that tackle. This is a big play right here, and they've had success finding Hazy and Lusk down the middle, the two tight ends.
Loss of 4, it's 3rd down, and on 3rd down conversions, Northern is 2 of 8. Beck steps up in the pocket, drills his pass, overthrown. It's Grable he was looking for. Now they got a big decision here. They're going to go for a field goal. If they do, as Shower comes out on the field, this is going to be an attempt of 45 to 46 yards.
Well, he's hit a 47 in his career, but you know now also the fakes that Northern Colorado have run in the kicking game will slow down this rush a little bit by Carson Newman.
1 of 1 today, hit the one just before halftime, 42 yards. This one's going to be a 45-yard attempt. Beck is the holder. Good pass. He's got the distance. He's good. Tell you, the kicking game for Northern Colorado has been absolutely essential as far as them being in front. Johnson's punting and Shower's field goal.
That's been the difference, Ron. I think you're accurate on that. Michael Shower, number 1, just good distance on this, right down the middle. But you know, if you're Carson Newman, you don't want to give up 3, but you're still within striking distance. So you just got to get your offense in check and get one of those good drives. As good for Greeley enjoying himself.
This is what's happened. Carson Newman on a fumble, it cost him a touchdown. The second fumble killed a 6-minute drive, no points. But then on the interception, now here comes the field goal. So the total of 10 points of the 20 that Northern Colorado has come off the turnovers. The heck with finals. We're at the Division II championship. Well, we are too. We've taken ours. Florence, Alabama, Ron Franklin, Mike Gottfried. Hope you're enjoying this one. And it's been just as we thought. Very close, nip and tuck. Number 7, Jacques Rump. Maybe he will be the difference maker in this one before it's said and done. We have 1:29 to play, 3rd quarter, 20 to 14 our new score, Northern Colorado. This one goes to Christopher. You hear him hollering for the blockers, go, and he'll take it out across the 30.
When you have a great return guy like Jacques Rump, you kick it away from him, and they're making Calvin Christopher handle that kickoff.
You see who made the tackle? Ciccarelli. And again, it's one of those things where your starters play special teams also.
Well, remember that background, strong safety too. He knows how to tackle. He's been a big factor in this football game.
Yeah, he has. He's been an integral part for the Bears.
And a freshman.
Now let's see now. Carson Newman can pick it up where they left off. The only bad thing they did was turn the football in, but they were moving. This time on 1st down, they only pick up minimal yardage. That's Aaron Smith. Remember on that last drive, it was 8 and 9 yards most every 1st down.
They still got to right. They still got to go back to the quarterback keeping the ball after the fake of the dive. They're not a team that is going to throw the ball all around here and get back in this ball game. They're the team that needs to run the football successfully.
Morton. Boy, they got this one solved. It's going to be 3rd down and 8. Kimball and Smith get outside.
And it looks like Zach Allen's hurt, Ron. If that's the case, Calvin Christopher, the wide receiver, will have to come in at quarterback.
Mike, it looked as though the blitz man I was talking about hit him. I wasn't sure he was even going to be able to get the pitch away.
Now, Calvin Christopher has played quarterback. He's run a quarterback draw. He's run a quarterback sweep. And they put some option in for him in today's ball game. Zach Allen coming down the line, and there's the hit.
That's the guy that was blitzing. That's
Brian Scott.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like he took a helmet on the hip, Ron. Kellen's not down on the sideline, so we can't find out just right where that contact was made.
.41 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. And it is very quiet on the far sideline of Carson Newman because they know with Matt Penland having gone down last week to a major knee injury, there's Matt, number 14, and he's going to have surgery. And now they go to a 3rd quarterback, and it's going to be, as Mike said, the guy who has been the wide receiver, Calvin Christopher, junior out of Crossville, Tennessee.
And he was an all-state quarterback in high school, so he knows how to play the position. It's just that he doesn't take a lot of snaps and doesn't get the timing down. So
first thing you got to watch for.
Yeah, I would think quarterback draw here, quarterback sweep, or some type of option play.
3rd down, and the line to make is the 43 of Carson Newman. They need 8. Look at the throw on his first play. And it is intercepted. That's Jesse Tan. Giovanni Jackson is who he was trying to locate.
It looked like he threw it off balance, Ron.
4 turnovers now against Carson Newman.
He threw it off balance. You're going to see him, Calvin Christopher, rolling to the right side, but he never really gets anything on us. Watch him as he throws the football. He throws it off balance. Throws it across his body, gives a little pump action, and really doesn't get his hips and his shoulder and his wrist into this throw. And Jesse Tan picks the football off.
If he had thrown it when he pumped, he had him open.
Remember, now timing is really got to be off for him.
Straight ahead with the running play is Billy Holmes. Clowney will stop him, but it's going to be a gain of 8. And that will be the final play of the 3rd quarter as it's down to 6, down to 5, and now 4. So we take a timeout. Northern Colorado heading to the 4th quarter of the Division II championship, leading by 6. Now Zach Allen's mom on the right, and that's Zach's fiance in the left-hand side of the picture, and he is being harnessed with a brace down on the sidelines. So undoubtedly they expect him to come back into this game. 2nd down and short. This running play may be a gain of 1. That's a good defensive stop by Hatcher. As while this is going on, what we talked about seems like such an elementary thing, but Christopher had not taken a snap since warm-up and not thrown a pass, so he's trying to do both right now on the sideline.
And Ron, it's up to the defense of Carson Newman right now. They have got to shut down this Northern Colorado offense.
3rd down with that last run. Holmes went to 100 yards on the afternoon. He gets it again. 105, 110, 1st and 10, Northern Colorado. Holmes with an outstanding game right there, and some good blocking over there on the right.
Yeah, they just keep running behind Colin Runge, number 67, Tony Ramirez, number 75, Andy
Ciccarelli again too, Mike.
Yeah, Ciccarelli, number 44, the fullback. Ossie, the tight end, 87. They just dominating on that side. They just continue to keep running aside. 6 straight 100-yard gains for Billy Holmes.
Holmes going to be gobbled up this time.
For a yard.
James Richards, junior out of Calhoun, Georgia. 96 makes the tackle.
And when you look at both these teams in the long playoff season, they've rallied back for wins. So Carson Newman still feels like they can win this football game. Billy Mitchell, the linebacker coach, Trying to get the defenses into his defense to shut down this attack right now. Jim Deaton, the defensive coordinator, trying to come up with the right call on 2nd and long.
Straight up the middle. Yep, takes it. Gonna go deep. In the end zone. Incidental contact is what the call is going to be. Kinzinger is the intended receiver. Kinzinger a little slow in getting up. Adrian Porter with the cover.
Good coverage by Adrian Porter, and also got some help from Jason Slimp, number 3, coming over as a safety. Big 3rd down play here now for both teams.
It looks like he must have hurt that shoulder again. Yep, the way he's holding his head. 3rd down, the situation, the line to make is the 30 of Carson Newman. It is 20-14, Northern Colorado, and we have 13-19 left to play in this Division II championship game.
On both tight ends again, Lusk and Haase, the big receivers on 3rd down.
They're both out in the pattern. There's the pass. He goes for Haase. He pushed off, but he caught it, and there's no flag. Lusk, I beg your pardon.
Brian Lusk, the same pattern that they hit earlier in the game. 4 receivers going deep, and you're reading the free safety in a 3-deep coverage. All 4 of these receivers, now both tight ends are heading on streaks. Brian Lusk, number 82, the outside receivers on streaks. He made an adjustment on Adrian Porter, but you're right, he did push off.
He did push off, yeah.
Good blocking up front. Ramirez again having his way.
Line of scrimmage to 14. Holmes. No surprise, he goes to the right side again. Adrian Porter from the corner makes the tackle. Clock now will get very, very quick. As down at the far end of the field, Zach Allen has put the brace on and is running sprints between the 15 and the goal line, trying to get loose because he knows he's got to come back into the football game. And he doesn't look like he's moving well enough. They say sprained knee. Back with the carry, will keep it. Going to wind up with a gain of about 7 on the play as Maples from the corner spot. And also Clowney.
Kay Dalton, the offensive coordinator, has really stretched the field in this Bear offense tonight. He's ran the ball to the right side successfully, came back to the option. He's hit the tight ends down the middle. He's just had a real nice game plan for Joe Glenn.
So the ball at the 6-yard line. 3rd down. 2 for the first. 6 to make it a 13-point game.
Billy Holmes on the backfield.
Yeah, they got him blocking this time. Pass for Grable, incomplete at the 1-yard line.
Good coverage.
Grable wanted pass interference on Bobby Jones, but he's not going to get it.
Now, good coverage right there. Bobby Jones was in good shape.
Watch Beck get hit as he delivers the ball. That's Pretner. Field goal attempt coming up from the far hash mark. It's going to be placed down at the 13. Already good today in 42 and 45-yard attempts. And he splits it on the 23-yarder. So let's take a timeout. 23-14, Northern Colorado, 11:20 left. Well, as you can see right there, number 2, Zach Allen, is prepared to come back out on the field. Strained knee and all. But this club right here, the offensive unit getting a break. 23-14, they're now up by 9. And they got to get 11:20 off the clock to become the Division II champions of 1996. Jaquez Rump. Showers kick. Gets it on the ground. Christopher will pick it up. And he ran right into the coverage there.
going to be Zach Allen.
Northern Colorado.
Yep.
Zimmerman.
Zach is going to come into the lineup. The sophomore out of Abilene, Texas. So we mentioned his dad, the head coach at Cooper. And they were victorious last night and move now to the state 5A championship next week. But right now, his biggest concentration is on his son, who wears number 2, and see if he can come up with a national championship. They got 9 points to make up to tie it. Christopher in motion. Straight ahead with Morton, and he gets nothing. With the Sears Directors Cup, honors both men and women in all NCAA and NAIA divisions. At this point in Division II, UC Davis, who lost last weekend to Carson Newman, is currently in first place. UC Davis won last year's inaugural Division II Sears Directors Cup, and as part of the program, Sears awards scholarships to students who work in athletic departments. Second and long. Screen pass. This is Westmoreland. Blocker in front. 35 up the far sideline. It got him out of bounds at the 40. Derek Parks with a nice block on the outside.
Tell you, Ron, Charles Rathbone, too, number 66, with a nice clean block on that screen. That was set up perfect by Zach Allen. Set it up, got the ball to Tyrone Westmoreland on the outside. You're going to see the pass protection right here. Block 1001, 1002. Let him go. Now the linemen come out. That's Richard Howard, 72. That's Rathbone, number 66. And now all of a sudden you get those big guys running down there. And a good receiver blocked by Derek Parks, which you said, Ron. And so set up well. Pumped it.
Here's a safety valve. Got a block. It's Morton back into the middle of the field. Inside the 45 and down to the 41, Aaron Smith. And hang on, if Carson Newman could put one in the end zone quickly here, we still got a ball game.
Yeah, we really do, Ron. Zach Allen made that play again because it looked like they had the middle screen set up, and the middle screen's not open, so he dumps it off to Wayne Morton on the outside. And Morton, a couple missed tackles and over pursue. As you get a little tireder in the football game, you start getting a little sloppy on defense, and the linebackers kind of overran that play. You're right, if they could get some points down there, field goal even, touchdown, that tighten this thing up a little bit.
Maximum protection this time, but his pass is caught by Christopher close to a first down. And folks, that is a tough catch, and I'll tell you why. Getting late in the afternoon, that sun is down low enough, he's looking right back into it.
Well, Calvin Christopher, you're right, was just sitting out there. They want to get him. He's a motion guy. They like to get him on the safeties on the inside. He turns upfield. The ball gets on the outside of him. Tony Roberson making the tackle.
See, it's getting tough right there. Now, you got the benefit of the press box to about the middle of the field, but any pass going to the right, Carson Newman's right, and it's difficult on those receivers.
Now, Ron, here's where you think it's going to be second and short.
Would you try one in the end zone?
No, I think I'd come back with a dive play right here because I'd just go the opposite as a running team right now. You're throwing the ball successfully and then maybe try to sneak a back up here and try to catch him sleeping a little bit here. It'd have the same effect as if you were a team that was a good team throwing the football.
9 minutes and 51 seconds left to play in this championship. Northern Colorado 23-14. And Ken Sparks and his Carson Newman club trying to get back in it. They've had 2 costly turnovers, particularly the one in the third quarter where they had driven down inside the 15 and the fumble by Zach Allen. But twice in the red zone, they turned it over. Allen held on to it, and he's sacked by Porter.
That's what you didn't want to happen right there, second and short. The Jim Porter debate, but I think you're still looking at a couple downs here for Carson Newman. Just didn't get rid of it. Zach Allen, there was no place really to get rid of it. Jim Porter just really coming inside, beating Rathbone inside and making a tackle. He's had a whale of a ball game, Jim Porter on defense.
Has he ever? That's 3 sacks by Northern Colorado. So with his third down, the line to make is the 31.
On the other area is the sprint out pass by Zach Allen.
pass incomplete on the 3rd down, so it's 4th, and they need the 31. Ron Franklin along with Mike Gottfried. I'd like to welcome you here to Florence, Alabama. We have 9:03 to play in the ball game, and Northern Colorado leading 23-14. And with this situation, Carson Newman will go with the 4th down situation. Matt Penland injured last week, injured a knee. He was the starting quarterback. Zach Allen comes in replacing him. He brought him from behind last week, but he too has suffered a knee injury today and is back in wearing a brace. It is 4th down. They need the 31. Allen's going to run it. Hit, fumbles the football. 5 turnovers by Carson Newman today, and the ball recovered at the 35 by Brian Monroe.
Just no one open, Ron. They were trying to get Calvin Christopher down the middle of the football field, but he wasn't open. Good defense again. Brian Monroe playing hurt this football game has really provided a good defensive play for his Bear football team. Dislocated shoulder last week. Recovers the fumble here. Aaron Smith, 91, caused that fumble. Boy, it turned over now to Carson Newman's defense. Got to get the ball right back. 3 plays and got to get the football back for your offense. Have any chance to win this football game.
Holmes still on his feet. Got hit. Picked up a couple more yards as he took it to the 42. Porter and Clowney combining on the stop. He got out of bounds, which he didn't want to do. 8:48 left to play in this one.
Well, Billy Holmes again going over 100 yards in this football game for his 6th straight 100-yard rushing game. And the touchdown that he scored.
Carson Newman took the lead 7-0 on a 57-yard run from scrimmage. That was back in the 1st quarter by Westmoreland. It looked as though they were going to set the tempo, but then Northern Colorado scored 14 unanswered points, and they have been the pace setter in the ball game. And right now, it's been Carson Newman fighting uphill. 5 turnovers in the ball game, and the 5 have given or have pointed to 13 points. Depending on what happens to this drive right here, it could be worse.
Yeah, Ron, and you talk about the 1st quarter. Northern Colorado had 6 penalties and really hurt themselves in the 1st quarter, but they really didn't take themselves out of anything. But Carson Newman's just had so many errors. They made penalties and fumbles and just have made so many mistakes with the interception that they really set themselves back.
Yeah, they have. Option play. Beck will keep it, breaks 1 tackle, still spinning, and then he pays for it as John Simmons hit him, and he was in the middle of a 360.
Well, the reason he was doing that, Ron, is he didn't want to go out of bounds. He's smart enough that he didn't want to go out of bounds. He wanted to stay inside.
And Beck is the one who is down, Mike. So, will we see a reserve quarterback now for Northern Colorado? Abrahamson, who was a senior out of Fort Collins, is the man who was listed behind him on the depth chart.
I think you'll see the backup quarterback, and I think you'll see him hand the ball off to Billy Holmes.
So it's 23-14. Northern Colorado leading, 8:06 left to play. And let's go back to Mike Tirico. So let's take a timeout. 8:06 left in our ball game. The Bears leading by 9. We'll be right back.
I'll see.
Carter, Tom Beck. I think he got a shot in the sternum, Mike. Here's his reserve. A replacement, Ryan Abrahamson, senior out of Fort Collins, Colorado. Flag goes down as Billy Holmes gets the carry, and John Simmons comes up to make the tackle.
Almost looks like it was offside by Carson Newman. They're just trying to make a play.
Think about something you said at halftime. You talked about the errors mentally that Northern Colorado was making. I can't remember a penalty, really, that they have in the second half. Maybe one. They have reversed their fortunes as far as making the mistakes. And Carson Newman is the one who has really shot themselves in the foot.
Well, when you're trying to get back in the ball game now, you make some errors. They just trying to blitz the backup quarterback there and just got offside, just got started a little bit too soon. But no, they've really taken themselves out of the ball game, Ron. And Ken Sparks cannot be happy about the way his ball club has played in the second half. And mistake-wise, they've given great effort, but just made a lot of mistakes.
Big opening for Billy Holmes, and Simmons again comes up to make the tackle. That is the second penalty. Remember, the other was the roughing the passer that almost cost him until Carson Newman fumbled it down inside the 15.
Well, now what they'd like is just a long drive. Just keep giving the ball to Billy Holmes, and every now and then maybe Mark Ciccarella get it. But 83 yards in the second half. Northern Colorado has controlled the clock during the second half with their offense on the field.
That's almost 100 more yards per game than Carson Newman has given up on an average. But, of course, number 21 is a little bit of an exception. He's not your average running back, and Holmes shows you why right there. Bobby Jones defensively.
Billy Holmes, they run that right side. He breaks it back to the left side. He's hit there and just keeps his feet moving, Ron. He's got lower body strength. He's got great vision. And then Bobby Jones makes the tackle in the secondary. So this is the time, 6:37 on the clock. It's Billy Holmes who's going to get the football, just keep getting it. He just has to chew away about 4 yards every time he touches the football.
Under 6.5 to play in this Division II championship. You see the blitz coming, but it's away from the play. And Holmes is going to take it for positive yardage at the 26 as Bobby Jones out of the secondary makes the tackle. Ciccarelli.
Yeah, I was just going to say Mark Ciccarelli. When you get an offensive football team, Mark Ciccarelli is going to lead the fullback. He's going to lead on that linebacker, and he makes that hit on Mike Clowney, number 33. But anytime you're in the eye attack, you better have a fullback that can block. I don't care whether it's Emmett Smith or who it is running on that tailback spot in the eye. You better have somebody who can block, and that Mark Ciccarelli, number 44, has had a great day here for Northern Colorado.
Grable in motion. Puts it in the stomach of Holmes, and he will stay in bounds. Jones again from the secondary.
This is the most frustrating thing if you're the Jim Deaton, the defensive coordinator for Carson Newman. You just want to get the ball back for your offense, and just that clock now becomes a big enemy because they're just taking their time coming out of the huddle, and they're playing. The Carson Newman's won, as you said earlier, Ron, they're playing for their 8th national championship today, so they've been around the big dance in NAIA and Division II.
Holmes now, Mike, 141 yards on 30 carries. This drive alone, 6 carries for 29. And he's got another. He's got to be hit behind the line of scrimmage, and Clowney says, you're not going to get me every time, and he comes up with the big stuff. Now it's 4th down at about 7.
Yeah, Mike Clowney, again, number 33, is going to come in there and just come in from the backside and make the hit.
Do you go field goal here?
Makes that tackle. No, I don't think so. I don't think I would. I mean, I got a 9-point lead right here with 4:32. I might try to burn a little bit more of the clock. And they're talking it over, and I think with the clock moving, they may just let it go and then call timeout and then kick the field goal.
3 timeouts left for Carson Newman, and that's exactly what happened. Northern Colorado calls the timeout. They lead by 9. We'll be right back.
Immediately following the game, there will be the presentation of the championship.
Joe Glenn, the head coach of Northern Colorado. Would it be a first national championship, Division II championship for him? Well, right now, Mike, he's got 4:17 to get off the clock. He's not going for the field goal.
No, he figures 2 scores. They need 2 scores to beat us anyway, so he's just going to try to get this first down.
He throws a pass and has it complete to Hazy, his tight end. And he will have the first down. Abrahamson zinged it.
Well, that's a good call again. I think the call not going for the field goal to try to keep the chains moving and the clock moving paid off. And Joe Glenn has just made every decision he's made tonight has just turned perfectly for him.
They're 2 of 2 on 4th down conversions.
I'll tell you, this has been a well-coached game by both teams. I can't say enough about the coaching in this football game. Both of these staffs have done an excellent job.
3 of 3, I beg your pardon. They were 2 of 2 going to that one. Billy Holmes straight ahead and maybe a gain of 1. Clowney defensively. And Mike, on their 3 of 3 on 4th downs, their average play per play is 15.7.
They have controlled the line of scrimmage, and when you look at Tony Ramirez, number 75, and Colin Runge, number 67, Hassi, number 87, Derek Frazier, Bendokas, Ansel, they have controlled the line of scrimmage with that offensive line, and Lusk.
Yeah, the 2 tight ends, Kazi and Lusk, have contributed greatly. Hit behind Clowney, comes across to make the tackle.
Carson Newman's going to have to spend some time out here pretty soon.
Trying to call it right now. 3:04 is what we have left in this Division II championship game, and let's take it with them. 23-14, Northern Colorado. Back to live action. It is 3rd down and 11. Abrahamson going to keep the ball, breaks the tackle, and takes it down to the 11-yard line. Clowney makes the tackle, but that was an awfully good effort by Abrahamson on the keep.
Really was. And again, 4th down situation now. Carson Newman needs a stop here badly. Abrahamson just threw, and 4 sets it up 4th and 3 yards.
Well, it looks as though they're going to bring Shower on now to try this field goal attempt. Abrahamson will hold. Beck normally does the holding. And this attempt will come from the right hash, 28 yards away. Good pass, and he missed this one. Wide right.
Well, he had a chance to get in the record book.
Sure, that's right. 4 would have been in the record. So it's hurry-up time for Carson Newman. 2:13 on the clock. They trail by 9, 23-24.
And they're a score and an onside kick away from winning this national championship. You never count them out. They fought back all year, and they've had a great year. And of course, Zach Allen's playing with an injured knee in this ball game right now. And Matt Perlin was out, the starting quarterback. So
Zach
got to carry the load.
Back in there at quarterback, wearing the knee brace. Cornerbacks back off, and they swing it out of the backfield. And that's Morton, and he'll take it for a gain of about 4 yards. Monroe is there defensively.
Play game 4, tackle down by.
Got to get the ball to Jacques Rump somehow. Number 7 on the outside. He has the speed to take it the distance.
Under 2 minutes. Safety valve again. This one is Westmoreland. Tries to get out bounds, and he does. Picks up the first down, and he's out at the 31. Delano Washington is out there to encourage him out of bounds.
Well, Mike Bresky, the defensive coordinator right now, just has his players dropping in zone coverage. They'll allow that ball to be thrown underneath the zone, and they just want to keep the running backs inside the sidelines. They don't want them out of bounds. Here you see Mike. Had a good game plan today against Carson Newman.
They've adjusted well.
Both teams did. Both teams played chess all day.
Allen's pass caught by Christopher. That's a nice job for the first down. Back into the sun and a diving catch.
Well, it was a nice catch, Ron. You're right. You talk about there's Mike Turner right there trying to get the play called. Calvin Christopher just laid out and gave everything he had on that catch.
Minute 34 to play. Carson Newman down by 9. Trying desperately to pick up a touchdown. They don't want to burn a timeout, so they throw it into the ground, stop the clock. 1:31.
Well, that T-shirt, anything is possible if you have faith. And, both these teams have fought their way into the championship, Ron.
And as we talk about this school, Carson Newman has got great tradition of not only making the playoffs, but winning. First the NAIA several times and now in Division II. but they don't want to lose in the playoffs 4 years in a row. This pass is caught at the 40 by Christopher. Thing just dropped right in between 3 defensive backs.
I tell you, they're still alive, Ron. There's still some fight in this Carson Newman football team. They can just score, and then you're an onside kick away.
Look at Zach Allen. He came limping back down the field to line up again. Throws it down and stops the clock at 1:19.
To catch the ball, Calvin Christopher. There's a throw in traffic making that catch. Brad Bunning, who had an interception, with another tackle. Brandon Bolt, 27 in there as the extra defensive back.
Safety valve. That's out to Morton. He'll run out of bounds at the 35.
Smart move by Wayne Morton. Knew he could get only what he could pick up there, 5-6 yards, and then get out of bounds. This is a good secondary by the Bears. So they've got a lot of fifth-year seniors. Roberson, Washington, Tan. And they're a veteran secondary.
Westmoreland, they try to cross him up, and he will pick up the first down and take it to the 27. Brian Scott will make the tackle, and they're going to have to, the clock will stop momentarily. They don't have to burn a timeout, actually.
No, they'll just either throw it in the ground or get the play ready. That's a good call by Mike Turner because it didn't take very long.
Well, they are going to take one with 1:06 left in the ball game. We'll be right back. Well, 23-14 the score. They're calling it the miracle at Mossy Creek with starting quarterback Matt Penland on the bench with a banged-up knee. Backup Zach Allen drove Carson Newman 96 yards with 51 seconds left. Allen hit Jacques Rump for the 11-yard touchdown, and they defeated UC Davis 29-26. Well, right now they are looking for the same kind of miracle here in Florence, Alabama, and they got some making up to do. They're down by 9, 1:06 to play, and it's first down at Northern Colorado's 27.
And Ron Rump is lined up on the right side, just as he was in that play on the outside, number 7.
Well, that's who he's pumping and going to, Mike. Looking for the end zone. Rump is there, just couldn't get around, losing his footing as Roberson had to cover.
A little pushing going on there. Jacques Rump couldn't get back to the football, but Tony Roberson, who's had a great game, you see him on the outside, playing against Jacques Rump. Rode him around there pretty good. He did a pretty good job on making him try to go around him to catch that football. A lot of contact this year with the receivers all over the country. I think you're going to see that rule change eventually to the pro rule. 5 yards, make contact from nothing after 5 yards.
We got 61 seconds left. 1 timeout left for Carson Newman. Pressure up the middle from Porter. Pass, he just throws this one away.
They wanted your favorite call, Ron. Pass interference. But they're not going to get it.
Nope, they're not. That really varied with different conferences this year.
Oh, it did.
You look at Zach Allen's mom up here from Abilene, Texas. She has been through little traumatic experiences for 2 days running. Carolyn's husband, the head coach at Abilene Cooper, won the semifinal 5A game last night and moves on to the state final next week. And today here watching her son trying to win the Division II championship. Zach gets it out to Westmoreland. He'll pick up what he can, and they say he did not get out of bounds. It's to the 20. Bunting and Scott on the tackle, and the clock runs at 40 and now 39.
Good job by Brad Bunting of keeping him inside, not allowing him outside, and Carson Newman's going to have to use their final timeout.
So we'll hold it right here as Ken Sparks, 17 years at this school. So close, but right now it is so far away. 9 points down with 36 seconds left. To Northern Colorado. They got to get a stop here on this 4th down And the party can start here in Florence and up in Greeley.
Yeah, really, Ron, and it's too bad one of these two teams have to lose because they fought their way to this championship. Both have had championship years. Joe Glenn came into the game 62-29-0 as the head coach. Tim Sparks' record is 161, 41 losses with 2 ties, and neither one of them have lost many ball games coaching.
Here are the numbers on Allen today. 18 of 28, 205 yards, 1 interception. That's a career high on yards for Zach. Drills that one, Westmoreland hit immediately and knocked down at the 15 by Scott. Now that's the first down, so they convert the 4th down play. And they are right back to the line of scrimmage because the clock is at 30 and it will be whistled in momentarily. There it is. Pops it into the ground and they use 1 second.
Joe Glenn just reacting on the sideline. Trying to get those 29 seconds taking a long time for Joe Glenn.
Second down. Do you go to the end zone here, Mike?
Yeah, you have to, Ron. You're out of time right now. You can't just keep getting these 5-yard throws and just burning time because you're still going to need the onside kick and to get in field goal range.
Jarbani Jackson coming over to the bottom of the screen, number 17.
Pistol they're probably going to look for here.
To the end zone, intercepted. That's Roberson. And Roberson will make it 6 turnovers. Carson Newman. And right here in Florence, 19 seconds left to get off the clock. And Northern Colorado is going to walk away with the Division II championship.
And Ron, you saw Ken Sparks. He's a gentleman. Just gave Zach Allen, put his arm around him right there, and told him he did the best he could do. He was playing hurt, playing with a backup quarterback. And Tony Roberson with a great day. Great interception here. They were trying to get the ball in the corner. Zach Allen gets turned, but Tony Roberson just steps inside for the interception, and they can start the party. Joe Glenn knows that he's got a national championship. Zach Allen making the tackle and the dejection, but he'll be back. He's only a sophomore.
Abrahamson goes down on one knee, and that'll do it. 11, 10, 9, and the celebration has started here on the Northern Colorado side. They will win the Division II championship over the club from Tennessee, Carson Newman. So once again, our final score. Northern Colorado 23, Carson Newman 14. Up next on ESPN2, the Super Chevy Series. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Once again, congratulations to this year's Division II champion, Northern Colorado.